Mm-hmm.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. And you got Big Swing. Left coast, the man is on the left coast singing the big verses.
A lovely day. Oh, okay.
You changed that. Way too happy, man. That's too happy.
Well, that's what happens when you're in Southern Cali. You get that beautiful sunshine. You don't have to worry about,
I tell you what, though, gentlemen, the past few days it's been low 60s and raining. Not too. That's that song. It doesn't rain in Southern California. That's a lie.
Well, I'm sorry that it's raining in Southern California. You know what? We getting ready to have winter. I don't know what you thinking, but we getting ready to have us some winter. And winter is coming. It's coming soon. So just because you getting a hot water rained on, you just think about us here.
I know. I know. I think about you all the time, man. I'm just too old. I can't take it no more. I'm a
thinking
punk.
about yourself. I mean, you there. You drove all the way there, had good weather. Now just stop thinking about yourself and think about the people that had to stay here in this treacherous weather that's out here.
I feel like, hey, you know me in music. I'm gonna do my Chaka Khan. I feel for you. Duh, you know I love you. Oh God!
I don't think he's serious when he's saying that.
I don't think he feels for us. I don't think he laughs.
I laugh at
you. When I think about y'all, fools. I get it.
He's just trying to keep a sucker free on here, and he's like, y'all a bunch of suckers. I'm enjoying this beautiful weather. Even rain is beautiful out in Southern California. Okay?
I'm gonna tell you what's happened in Southern California.
What's that?
I'll send you some antifreeze for Christmas.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Thank you, because my car needed that.
Yes.
among many other things.
There are two Los Angeles young men now. Well, they ain't young anymore. The Bus Boys were fired today from the Lakers.
The Bus?
The Bus. Jerry Bus's sons.
Right.
They were let go today.
Well, they no longer on the they no longer the team.
But I mean, they were going to keep it rolling the same way. They've been in the front office for a while now. I mean, I thought they was going to keep rolling.
Now, does that include Jeannie? She's out too.
No, Jeannie not out. Jeannie gonna be there for a year and a half. Okay. That's how you scale down. But they got rid of the boys. They really didn't do much.
They were just getting direct deposits. They were getting direct deposits.
Exactly.
Yeah, they from what the article I just saw, that Joey and Jesse Bus were a part of the scout that were scouting.
Yeah, scouting. Yeah,
like I could do that.
Do you think anybody took their suggestions?
Like I could do that, and I know squat about basketball. Be like, yeah, that team's got a big man. That guy scores a lot of points. You should be watching him a lot now. Okay, that's who you need to be watching for. You know what? Here's my scouting report. Give Luka the ball. That's my scouting report.
No,
you know me
going down. When Luka was out, what's his name? I forgot. I don't know. God, he wears the headband. He wears the headband.
Caruso?
No, it Caruso.
It ain't Caruso.
Caruso?
No, it ain't Caruso.
Let me take a look at their roster. I don't know.
Not Rivers.
It could.
Reeves. Austin Reeves.
Reeves. I knew it was an R. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. But have you looked at the roster for the Lakers and like everyone that he got on there, like the age of everything? Like you got 27, 26, 27, 25, Bronny 21, 31, Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent's 29, Luka, I can't even find Luka on this list. Luka 26, and then you got lone LeBron James 40 years old.
Coming back from a sciatic nerve. You old if you got a sciatic nerve because I'm old and I got one.
And though I know we tease a lot and everything, but what he has done or is doing athletically is amazing. At 40 years old, still competing and that kind of thing. Yeah, that is quite a feat. That's quite a feat.
23 years.
I'm not going to say anything. So, because my mama told me if you ain't got nothing to say good, don't say nothing at all. You keep your damn mouth
shut. You ain't got nothing to say good about LeBron?
I mean, he good.
He good. That's all he's got to say. Like, yeah.
I'm going to say this. We talking about the LeBron of the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Heat. Yeah, he good. He is good.
That boy good. That boy good.
Now, that boy can play. Now, you talk about them Lakers? Nah, I ain't going with that. You ain't gonna tell me about that.
I hear you.
Good.
I'm gonna hold this organization hostage. You're gonna draft my son.
Right. Either you get my son or we gonna take this organization from you.
So that or I'm leaving.
I've been a Lakers fan, but I'm more of an old school Lakers fan because back in the day when I was out here at UCLA, it was Showtime Lakers. LA was on fire, buddy.
You just rub it in, don't you?
It was a great time.
We had some good stuff too.
It was a great time.
We were the bad boys of basketball.
But guess what?
We were thugging y'all.
Guess
we were
what?
thugging everybody.
Guess what? Wait a minute. Guess what? I got to enjoy both because I was out here for the Lakers and I was in Detroit during the Bad Boys. Me and Rick Mahorn are still boys to this day. So I got them both. I got the chance to enjoy. But I'm telling you what, dog. Y'all seen the story. What was that story of? Back in the day, the Lakers, the Forum Club and all that kind of stuff, and the SC guys and the UCLA guys and sports guys ran LA back in the day, man. But I'm a Laker fan. My cousin, look her up, Zeldria McCarnes, Zeldria Hall. She was the head Laker girl for a long time. So I got backstage passes and all that kind of stuff. I was living the life, man. It was the LA Lakers was the thing back then. Now I am a bad boy. I am a Piston fan. I love my Pistons. I was my dentist yesterday. Remember after the show, I told you I was going to the dentist. He's a big Georgetown alum, and he and Junkyard Dog, Jerome. What was Jerome? The Piston Junkyard Dog, JYD. What's his last name? Jerome. You remember the Piston, JYD from Georgetown, Junkyard Dog. Jerome. I can't think of his name right. Well, they're good buddies. So I talked to him yesterday.
Right.
Jerome, the Detroit Pistons, JYD. Everybody called him Junkyard Dog. He was with Chauncey and that crew and Tayshaun.
He's in the second phase.
They're going back to work, boys.
Going back to work, guys.
Yeah, he was in the second phase. Yeah, second phase. But man, I got to experience them both. Love the Pistons. We used to share the Silverdome with them. we used to share the Silverdome with them. We finished practice and walked by and watch Isaiah and them practice, and that's how we all became boys, man. That's how me. Quick Rick Mahone story. One day we finished practice early, and the Pistons were still practicing. So we walked by, and the Pistons were over there practicing. I yell out to Mahorn, "Hey, Mahorn, you guys supposed to be over here with us with your big self." You know what he said? He said, "You don't make enough money."
Wow.
That's what he and we've been boys ever since. So yeah. So I got to experience both the Lakers and and I was rooting for the Pistons when they beat the Lakers. So that was good stuff. But I was a Laker fan for a while.
Just want to make y'all aware of things that are going on in the NFL for the NFC North leader right now.
Joe texted in and said Jerome Williams.
Jerome Williams. Yes, Jerome Williams.
Just wanted you to know this. The Bears just picked up Jalen Reeves-Maybin, former captain of the Detroit Lions. You remember him?
He picked him up. So it's after the trade deadline, so he was on waivers, obviously.
He was on waivers,
yeah. The waiver wire.
They just picked him up, and he's a bear now. Just bear down, bear down.
I'm about to turn your microphone off for saying that. No, you're not. You are not. You are not sorry for saying that one. Lions fan.
I didn't say anything bad about the New Orleans Saints, so I don't know why you're gonna turn down my mic.
Hey, Miz, did you hear how he enunciated the bear down the Detroit Lions?
Very articulate with how he said bear down.
Right, bear down the Detroit Lions. Maybin is now a bear, a Chicago Bear.
Chicago Bear. And listen, Jamie, I will talk all the smack I want about my own team. Listen, I'm glad that they finally cut Brandon Cooks from the team. Maybe he can go play somewhere. Hey, maybe the Saints can go ahead and finally cut ties with old boy Olave.
All I'm saying to you is I didn't say anything wrong with the Lions.
I didn't say anything wrong about.
Say anything about that about the Saints. So I don't know why your anger is furred up.
Listen, I'm defending the hometown crew right now. Listen, Lions fans, I apologize for the way Jamie was very articulate and pronunciate.
All I said was Mr. Maybin is now a bear and he's bearing down.
And he got on me yesterday. Oh, your voice got all deep on them. Well, he got all enunciation English teacher on us.
I heard hashtag bear down on you fools. That's what I heard from Jamie's mouth. That's what I heard. I ain't hear no he's bearing down. I heard hashtag bear down. Lions is a bunch of suckers. Here come the Bears.
Well, you got rid of one. He obviously Ben Johnson did something. He tried to get into their head. That's what he's trying to do.
they got to play them again. They haven't played them twice yet, right?
No. They got one more game. They got another game left. Don't worry, you got another shot to get you one.
Another shot to go for fourth down.
Yo, don't do it.
Here we go again.
Don't do it. All you're gonna do is upset yourself.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All you're doing is upset yourself.
Another shot to not use your punter. Since we're articulating, we do not use our punter in Detroit.
Can I talk? Okay, can I say something about Michigan basketball?
Sure.
Yeah.
What an embarrassment that first half was. What an embarrassment. And the team thought that too. And they came out and balled out.
Yeah.
I did not see it. I did not see it.
Yaxel, don't come in here acting like you didn't know you was the man. He said he didn't know he was the man. He said, I thought I was just one of the players. No, bruh. You came in here number one. You were the number one guy on that transfer portal. You don't know you the number one player. You the go-to guy. You're supposed to be the go-to guy. Be the
humble.
go-to guy.
He's being humble.
No, how about my butt? He better get the ball and start playing. I don't know what he was doing out there in that first half, but he was looking around trying to pass the ball. No, take the ball to the hole. Everybody else finish it up and don't go in. You're the man. Right. You are the man. Hey, claim your throne right now. Walk up in front and sit down where you want to. Yeah, if you want to be a big dog, go pee somewhere and say, I'm here. I'm here. Okay? I'm here.
You know how that's how a dog marks his territory, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Territory. This is your team. This here is your team. They went and got you. They waited to the draft till you made your decision. They ain't do that for nobody else. Now, I know Dusty can't say that out in public, but I'm going to say it for him. Big dog, you are the big dog on the porch. Bite him. Go get you some.
All right.
I'm just saying, man.
He getting real wild.
I'm just saying, man. We almost had a Michigan State accident going on, Miz. I mean, they was down at 6. I mean, they was down by 6. That's it. We supposed to be the number 6 team in the country. We walking around up by 6. And I ain't trying to dog out Middle Tennessee. I ain't trying to dog them out, but you gotta play some ball. You can't. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Wake Forest, that was over at the Little Caesar Palace. That ain't our house. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Right.
TCU, we went there and played them. That's a battle. Yeah, I get it. They had the fans. Mm-hmm. You in the Chrysler Center. You in the Chrysler Center, bruh. That's your home. And the big dog don't know he the big dog yet? Come on, man. Somebody got to tell. Nobody's got to tell you the big dog. You know that. You know that. Right. And you cool with it, bro. Everybody knows it. The whole locker room knew that he was the big dog. And he finally admitted, I guess I got to put my big boy pants on to be the big dog today. And he did.
Hey. Carrying the load, not all guys can handle that.
I get it, but the man came out and finished it with he scored 18 of his 25 points after halftime. He had 12 rebounds. I mean, the man was balling. He came out and took over the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that's what he needed to do, though. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait.
From the opening jump to
go get yours. Go get yours, and everybody else will follow you. We'll wait. Right. Let you eat first, and then we'll eat after you, bro. We got you.
I hear you.
Some nights hey, y'all all get y'all's, and that's cool. But if you know your team is not playing well, take it over.
Yeah.
Take it over. That's your team. Mm-hmm. That right there is your team. I ain't gonna play around with them. That's your team. Play your game, and they'll follow you. They follow you, big fella.
That's true. If you the head honcho, you got to lead.
He's quote unquote the number 1 guy out of the transfer portal. You the big dog.
Yeah.
You the big dog. You came out. You doing us a favor. Get on the floor, bro, and play like you're supposed to.
Amen. All right. Well, preach,
preach,
Reverend Morris. Preach.
I mean, the first half was that it was pretty abysmal. That first half of action, there ain't no doubt about it.
I like the first couple minutes, Miss, because they got out to a big lead, but they let them get back to them. They let them get right back in.
And you're right. And I think I don't know if this was just trying to shake off some of that bad juju they had from the previous 2. The one that it's really specifically down in Fort Worth, because I mean I'll be honest, I think that game down in Fort Worth was a lot worse than the game in Detroit.
Right.
But I think I'm on your side with this one when you were bringing up how, Yax doesn't know that he's a dog. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's a reason why there are well over 100, 200 teams in college basketball that wanted to break you up.
That's what I'm saying.
If that's the case, then,
was that before my time? Was that before my time?
What do you mean?
When Coach said, give me the number one team, I always stepped in.
Yeah.
I always stepped in. I knew I was on the number one team.
Yeah.
I mean that's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean you know. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, these kids all know that they number one. Mm-hmm. And then the big dog comes on and says, get out the way, young fella. I got this. Yeah. And I mean, second half, obviously, he put the team on his back and took care of business. I mean, he put the cape on. Yeah, like you said, ended with 20, with a double-double, 25 and 12 on the night. He had a few apples to go with it. And honestly, I mean, again, this is another shakeup of the lineup, the starting lineup that, Dusty's just trying to find the right combo. And I get it. But some nights, every night doesn't have to be the same, Miz. I know. They can play big. They can play small. They can play intermediate. They can play. I mean, that's the thing. Dusty's made this team. It can be different times, but there's only one Yaxel. Right. He can play. He can play with all those teams. And I get it. And I think where I'm trying to get at is, we're seeing, I think this is like maybe the second or third starting lineup that we've seen that's different this year. Right. And I think what I'm trying to compare it to a little bit, and, again, this is comparing apples to oranges and bananas and every other fruit in between, is it's kind of like the Lions when they opened up the season in Green Bay. You expected that this first team that was going to go out against the Packers in that first game, that, that we expect them to go out there. There ain't much change with it, but this was also the first time that we had seen, Jared Goff taking snaps under center with Graham Glasgow at the center. It had been Frank Ragnow for the longest time. Exactly. You had a new formation on the inside of the offensive line. And I think that's why I kind of look at how the comparison of how Michigan, the past couple of games, as far as the basketball squad going, is almost relative to how the Lions opened up the season. Where, we're going to give these guys that haven't had the chance to play some ball. Yeah, you play preseason. But, the guys are going to be the ones that are going to be starting out. You don't have the gel in. You may be practicing. Again, it kind of goes to the whole State Street, Main Street thing with football. You're right. You can have outstanding practices on State Street. But if you don't go out there and play and ball out on Main Street, what good are you? Yeah. But and again, practices are different from actual game time stuff. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that first half to be as close as it was, only up by 6 at the break. I was expecting you take the second half, and it should have also been the first half. No, you're right. I expected a blowout. Well, I mean, look, I was blaming myself because we was sitting here laughing about Middle Tennessee State. We was laughing about it. And I went, I did something I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have done that. You underestimated your opponent. Yes, I'm never going to underestimate our opponent. But then when I'm watching in the second half, man, I'm like, damn, Yaxel taking over. And he was balling. I'm like, okay, he got a hold of him. And he did. And he said, I had to say something in the second half. Mm-hmm. I had to take over. And he did. He did. That's what dude, you do that, they're going to follow you because they know you the big dog on the porch. Mm-hmm. They're going to keep doing it. You bite somebody, they going to bite somebody. I'm just saying. We need to go to a break because we got Nick Baumgardner. Oh, sugar. I got to send Nick that thing. Oh, I told you to send it to him earlier. I know. I sent it to Big Sweet, though. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050. Clear on the radio. Your girl can't be on today, Sweet.
Who, Candace?
No, I'm talking about Angelique. She's got to cover the Regents meeting today.
Oh, okay.
Find out what they thinking about, what they saying.
Oh.
To Petey, that's why he want nobody to talk. He want the presidents talking to their trustees or the regents.
Right.
Because he's like, yeah, politicians, they get in the way because they know what I'm doing. I'm doing some scandalous shit just like
they do.
They do. Exactly. You know.
Yeah.
And look, there's a lot of people that like this thing. There's a lot of people that really like this thing. They want to get that money in their pocket because they need to spend it. They need to. They got to cover some bills.
I know, but if you hold out, you can probably get a lot more.
You could,
and with less time. 20 years.
Look. I get it, but they want that money. The 16 of them want that money pretty bad.
I know.
Even Ohio State had to take a look, had to go back and say, "Well, we're doing some looking now. Now that we've had an opportunity to look at this, we're gonna really get down and deep and dirty with it."
Yeah, they stand the chance of getting more than anybody, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Baumgartner.
Hey. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Nick, what's up, man?
How we doing?
Are you about to get crucified? You about to get crucified? I'm
Me?
Here. You know I'm here for you. You my ace boo. We good. But
Not my fault.
But what's the but?
But there's a member of us. One of us is not happy with Dan Campbell.
Oh,
It's not me.
hey, it was a bad day. It was a bad day.
You know how I come on the show? Lovely day, bad days, plural.
Oh, not good.
Nick, man,
it was like the first year all over again. He was like, I said to somebody during the game, I was like, "Would somebody tell him to stop playing Madden? Like, what are we doing here?"
That's it. That's a great analogy. He was playing Madden.
It just felt like he was trying to slam it through.
That's my point. My point is everything from him deals with the physical. It's okay to be mental as well as the head coach. He has no patience. He could never win a game kicking 6 field goals because he's impatient.
Right. Like, and I mean, sometimes you have to do that. Like, unfortunately, right? Like
and that was one of those cases.
Yeah. Yes. And the Eagles have won several games like that already. They play like that. Yes. They don't want to. I mean, I don't think they want to play like that. Like, nobody wants to stall out, but
But you got to know how that's the way it's going and acquiesce to the scenario. He does not know how to do that. He does not know how to do that. All he knows is the grit and the
plan was right. We have the plan. Man. We're staying to the plan. We're not gonna.
Come on, man. You got to be cerebral too. Same way in Dallas that when they're down there in the skipper report deal. Okay, I understand being aggressive and everything, but then when skipper and they called the penalty, the situation's changed. It's not the same. Don't be a bonehead and just do it because I got to do it.
Yeah.
Why can't a coach be like a player? You're just. I think you're a little bit overreacting, my friend.
You think I am?
You take a deep breath and you say,
"No, I'm not overreacting."
I think this last game was not good. Game was not good.
Hey, we've seen it before. How many times you gonna take it, Jamie? That's my point. He's done it before.
I get what
that's
you're
all
saying.
he knows.
It's a different situation now too, because they, like their defense is legit. Like they didn't need to do all that. Like that's back in the day.
What about the defense? This is about the kicker, and he saw the wind blow the kicker's ball away from the goal, and he didn't have trust in his kicker anymore. He had no trust. And you know what happens when you don't have trust in your kicker. You just go for it on 4th down.
Well, he shouldn't have felt
there was a couple of them a couple of them needed to be punted. Then
yes, it's okay to punt.
Yes, I get.
Play field position and see what happens here.
Exactly. Right. Part. There's two parts.
We're getting ready to talk about it in a few minutes.
So who's up for a moment? Hold on.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, and you got Big Sweet on the left coast, but he should be here on the East Coast because he really mad and down Detroit Lions. And with us, joining us is Nick Baumgartner on a Thursday like he always does. And
what's up, Bill?
I'm sorry to bring you in on this because you heard Big Sweet before we even came back on.
That's right.
He's not happy because he thinks Dan Campbell's just a one-hit wonder. He's a one-shot guy. He's got grit, but he ain't got the cerebral. Ooh, sigh. Ooh.
Dan Gamble.
Yeah, I know. Dan Gamble came back the other day. Well, here's the deal. I'm a big Dan Campbell defender always, usually. I like pretty much everything that he does in terms of approach. I even think he's a smart offensive coach, and the schemes and everything are good. But it's undeniable at this point now that there's just not an ability to make an adjustment when you've been punched and you have to counter, and he's not doing that, and it's hard to see. It's hard to see otherwise. It's not even about, Jamie, to me, it's not even about the going for it every single time and not, and I mean, yes, there were a couple times in there where I certainly would have tried to kick, certainly would have tried to punt, but there was also, they went for it near midfield at one point when one of the guards was out, right?
Okay.
When Ratledge was out, they had the two backup guards in, run the ball. Like, what?
Right.
Fake punt. Everybody saw it coming.
I'm just going to say this to both of you.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell was trying to see something. He was trying to see if his quarterback would ratchet it up his game. Everybody's game was on top. Everybody was running routes, you had Jahmyr Gibbs doing his thing. Mm-hmm. You had Jamison Williams doing his thing. His two weapons were working. But we need the quarterback to up his game at a certain level, and we weren't getting it.
So with that being the case, help him out by punting. Help him out by giving some long field, giving the other team a longer field to go down and score. The game was basically a ho-hum game, Jamie.
One possession.
No field position. But that was one of those games the Lions could have won maybe with 4 or 5 field goals. But Dan Campbell is too impatient to deal with a game like that and too much of a immature, in my mind, to deal with those kind of situations. It's okay to win a game cerebrally instead of just grit and all that. The man is not cerebral enough to be a championship coach.
He needs, Jamie, I think that for me, like when you looked at the score at the end, like the box score, and you split it up, it's a 1-score game the whole way. And they finished that game with 37 throws and 20 runs or 21 runs. And to me, like what Larry's saying, it's not just about punting either. Like to me, like they can't pass protect. They can't, like they couldn't do it against Cardinals.
So run the ball. Okay.
But
he's got to find this out about this team. He's got to find the weakest link and get it sold up.
He knows it.
At this point, yeah.
He knows it. He knows, Jamie. Ain't nothing he needs to learn about this team. He knows it. He's just bonehead enough not to deal with it. I love Dan Campbell, and the reason why I'm so passionate is because I love the Lions. I spent most of my career in that organization, downstairs and upstairs, and I know football. And that man, he's got to forget he's not a player no more. It's not about being a tight end more. It's about being a head coach, a cerebral head coach. The Lions could have won that game with 4 or 5 field goals, which he would have never done because he's got the he's got to be brawny and go for the damn fourth down. No, man, come on. I know I'm right on this one, and I will stand my ground on this one. That man has done it 2 or 3 times before. That's his MO.
You're saying that Dan Campbell lost this game. Nobody else lost this game. Nobody else.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though,
he didn't help him.
Help him. As the head coach, you see your team, it's a back and forth punt kind of game. And you know, that kind of game he needed to help Goff because Goff was struggling. The offensive line was struggling. So why would you go for a fourth down anyway with the offensive line that's struggling?
What I think happens a lot. What I think happens a lot here too, still, is he does the thing where okay, so and so's struggling, you know, like, and his response to that isn't let's go away from that. It's let's give him more. He'll work his way out of it. I trust him. Yes, I believe in this guy. Which that's Dan, and that's why he's great. But like the lesson that has to be learned here, I think, is that sometimes when you're in a fight like that with a team like that in a game that you could have won, like there's adjustments that can be made on the fly that aren't that big a deal. And, you know, from the original scheme or the original plan that you had, and, you know, just make an adjustment here or there. If you don't have to do something the way that you always do it, okay, and win a game that way. Like the Chiefs do that all the time. The Chiefs do that. The Eagles do that all the time.
Right.
They make adjustments, they win ugly, and they go on and they move on. And
Jamie, you asked me the other day. You asked me the other day, well, who's the cerebral coach? I said, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
That's a cerebral coach, man.
But that's also a guy who's done it a long time, too.
That's a guy who's been around for
Dan's got stuff to learn. I think Dan Campbell's great, but he's got stuff to learn, like anybody.
Exactly. I'm not a Dan Campbell hater or anything, but
yeah, no, I mean it's hard to be.
But you know, but to be a championship coach, man, it takes more than just grit. It takes some thought. You have to be cerebral. And all I see out of him is everything that deals with him is the physical. Oh, we're going to out this and we're going to out that and we're going to do this and we're going to beat them up. We're going to bite their kneecap. Man, what about being cerebral?
Miz, okay. What do you got? What do you got, Miz?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm passionate about, Nick. And I'm going to put this on the screen for you. I'm very passionate about the fact that this is
oh my god,
longer and longer and longer.
The Lions injury report.
The banner off of the screen here.
Oh my god,
Nick, help me.
So here's what I would say to you, Miz. Like last time, there's a couple of these that are just going to be on. Like Penei Sewell is never practicing on a Wednesday. I don't know if he might just be done for the rest of the year on Wednesdays. Same thing with with Graham and maybe Decker, but like the rest of them is that's not good.
That's the NFL's version of load management.
That's load management. Is what that is.
Load management.
Here's the other thing: you can see it from this. Okay, there's a lot of offensive guys that are beat up here, including offensive linemen.
Right,
and. You know, I think Terrion and Branch and these guys will be fine. They'll be out there playing. Maybe Kirby comes back. Campbell hasn't trusted this defense. Like he hasn't been able to be like, okay, we don't have our fastball today. We don't have our best stuff today. Our defense is playing one of the best. Jamie, they stopped the tush push like 4 times.
They did stop it.
Nobody has played them better, and they lost. That is not acceptable, and that's where Dan has to just be like, okay. I can be mad about the fact that we didn't have our best day offensively tomorrow. But right now, we're playing a Hall of Fame level game defensively. We need to go win the game.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And he's not there yet.
With the defense playing that well, you know, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Make the Eagles go 75 yards and not 55 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or 30 yards, even in some
30 yards, you know.
Make it harder.
Here's the question that I've got, and obviously the news, earlier this week, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, of Rodrigo coming off of the PUP list.
Yeah, full practice.
Where does he? Considering that we're seeing Anzalone and Jack Campbell have been stepping up in big ways, and I know like that they're typically running almost kind of like a 4-2. To a degree, like defense.
Yeah, last week it was like a 5-2. It was like the old school. because
So,
Barnes
like, So where does Rodrigo fit in this role when you've got your two linebackers almost, solidified up at this point?
I think though that look like Anzalone, like you said, has played a ton of snaps. He's played a ton of stuff. And so same with Campbell. And I don't think you mind as much with Campbell, but Anzalone's not the youngest dude in the world. I think that if nothing else, it allows you to rotate more. Like they have been rotated, and maybe it frees up Barnes to also be more up on the line and be somebody else who can mix and match up front. Like their front last week was outstanding. Their linebackers have been great. They also, before Zach Cunningham went down, he was rotating into so they could, salvage some time for those other two guys too. So those guys have been awesome. And I think if nothing else, Malcolm just gives them, another body that they trust, who will also be better on special teams. And my God, have they been horrible on special teams? That's another issue. That they can't cover a kick. And Malcolm's a great special teamer. So hopefully that'll fix some of that too.
The only other thing when I look at, again, the injury report, like you and I, we've talked about this the past couple of weeks where this is just, it's mostly out of precaution. Like these guys are beat up, and it's almost, you probably look at any injury report on any team and it's going to have the same extent to a degree. I mean, the Giants are just as long, and obviously the one that the Giants are kind of keeping an eye on is Jackson Dart. To me, in terms of like that in this injury report that come out, the one that I'm really keeping an eye out for in terms of anyone on this list is DJ Reed. This is a guy that, he had been one of the higher touted DBs coming into free agency. And that was a need in the off season after last year. And now you've got two of your corners that, one of them still out in concussion protocol, DJ Reed coming off of the IR. You still have some injury woes in the secondary with Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch on the injury list this week. But we saw this past Sunday night, guys that we probably never heard of before step up and only hold the Eagles to 16 points. So I guess, and I don't know, I'm not sure if Coach met with you guys today or not, or what the 411 is in terms of what they're looking at with DJ Reed. Are they going to put him on a snap count if he's good to go? Or, any updates in terms of like how the secondary is going to look, especially when you go from a very short week. You go from a Sunday afternoon with the Giants, and then you turn around and you got the Packers on Thanksgiving Day.
I would think that Reed, whenever he does get back, if it's this week or it's the next one, would be in that limited role. Like they do that, they'll rotate you in and play you like maybe 15 snaps so you don't get overwhelmed or whatever. I think that's what we'll see from him in the next week or two. But like the reason to be excited here is Terrion, if that can clear for him, and Branch, I'm not sure how severe that is. Those two guys get back, and then you can get Kirby to finally get over this knee thing. You get the whole secondary back. Plus, then you've also got all those other guys like Thomas Harper, Maulett's been a nice player. Like Amik's been great. Like all these other guys that you found can help out too. All the more reason, I think, for Dan to adjust how they run the game and let the defense do some dictating a little bit too, if the mood calls.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been impressed the past few weeks with Rocky Sin, and I mean,
they've been great.
Even then, like I'm pretty sure a lot of Lions fans are still, yelling at the top of their lungs about the
flag.
I still think it. Yeah, I think it was I mean, the one few times that I'm going to agree with Collinsworth that of any kind of PI, that was an OPI. But I mean,
that was a bad call. But
I
think the Lions would have still probably gotten like no yards on their next possession.
Right,
the way things were going.
And I think that's what I think a lot of people are forgetting that is that, listen, would it be nice? I mean, I know Rex Ryan had said on Get Up like a couple days, like a day afterwards, that it would have been nice to see what could have happened. Highly doubt anything could have happened the way that the offense had stalled out, but like it would have been nice. But to get a game to be dictated by a flag that, again, I've seen a lot more physicality and no flags being thrown than bunch of hand.
That almost felt like AJ Brown was even surprised that call got it was like, okay, we'll take it. But I agree, that was terrible.
The other thing I'm keeping my eye on that I think we all should keep our eye on is they have 4 losses. Mm-hmm. 2 are in the division. 1 is in the conference. That might that could possibly hurt a little later on when you start talking about the playoff picture and that kind of thing. The only loss that doesn't necessarily sting is the one to the Chiefs because it's AFC. But they're 3 losses. 2 in the division and 1 in the conference.
Yeah, that means that's also puts it on these next 3 games because they're all conference games. You got your divisional game in the middle, and then the Giants and Cowboys bookending it. So these next 3, which are all winnable, like it's an opportunity for them to get back up and get rolling here, like because it's just been a yo-yo. Like if they play teams that they can get up on top of, they just embarrass them. But if it's a team that's going to give them fits, then it's been start and stop. So they need to get on a little bit of a rhythm here. And that
might support my stance a little bit because if you're in a nip and tuck game, if you're blowing people out, that's one thing. But if you're in a nip and tuck game, you're as the head coach, you got to be the difference maker.
Yeah, right. You got to find the extra stuff, and that's what hasn't happened. That's what the other side has been doing.
Exactly.
Or, that's what Kevin O'Connell did in the Vikings game, and that's what Sirianni just kind of stood there and let Dan, pound his head into a wall. That's sort of what happened in this one. And sometimes you got to do that too. Let the other guy self-destruct.
Yes. So, you're exactly right, Nick. And I don't think that's in Dan Campbell's makeup. He's impatient. He doesn't know how to just kind of slow down and think things through. He's got to. It's like he's got to. I don't know. He gets to shaking or something, or becomes impatient.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll never mind if he's always if he's always going to be the guy that goes for like the most in the league, or like, he goes for it more than anyone. I'll never care if that's the case. But I do think that, and we've seen this over the years, Jamie, we talked about it 3 years ago in the NFC title game. Yeah. There are situations that just needed to be better and we can't keep talking about this. It's becoming one of those things where it's like, it's the same thing that it's the only thing we talk about with Dan. Really, it's it. This is it. It's this right here. And everything else is great, but this is the thing that comes back to get him often.
And you know what? I got another example for you. That's how Jamie's boy, Coach Harbaugh, becomes a head coach for the Chargers because his predecessor, Staley, was going for all those damn 4th downs.
Oh, my goodness. And he didn't have any of the Dan Campbell cachet.
No.
He had the opposite of that. Yeah.
No, so I know what I'm talking about.
I know.
I know what I'm saying. I know that people in Detroit are in love because, we've, as Jamie states all the time, look how all the good he's done and look where we are. I agree with that. But there's that last little something or another that you need to become a champion. Yeah. And I'm really questioning if Dan has that.
And Jamie, you tell me if I'm wrong, but like, I think that the Lions have earned the right now to be like held to a standard, to be like, if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. We're not going to sit here and then just tout all the stuff that you've done.
Get what you're saying.
Like, it's time to grow up a little bit and play to their standard.
To grow this team up. Look, I said this at the beginning of the season. When Johnson left, okay?
Yeah.
It was Jared Goff who was going to have to take over that offense. It's not about John Morton. John Morton isn't the one. This is Jared Goff's offense now. This is what he wants to call. Give me my favorite plays. You should know them. You should know how I like to play. They didn't do it. So
that's a great point too. I haven't. Yeah, he could have done that in this last game. Yeah.
Exactly. Give him the plays he likes. Because he would want J-Mo to catch the ball. He's looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's looking for Gibbs to give the ball to Gibbs and get him out and wide open. He wants Montgomery to play. Look, Jared Goff played underneath himself. He didn't play his standard game. We have standards for the quarterback position since Stafford hadn't been around. Jared Goff established himself. Everybody cheers his name all the damn time. It's time for him to step up now.
You know what, Jamie? Jared Goff should take over, just like you were talking about that University of Michigan basketball player that needed to take over. That's what Jared Goff needs to do.
Big dog on the porch. He's got to start.
He's got to be the big dog on the board.
I think it was time to go to Camp. Maybe he could have gone to Campbell in second quarter, third quarter, and said, "Hey, we need to do this. We need to do X, Y, and Z." And I don't think that happens.
Dan was wheeling out. He
right, and he would have listened.
He couldn't figure out that defense.
I'm gonna add another layer. Okay, I don't know if this is the type of relationship they have or not, but if I'm a Brad. I'm gonna bring my man in my office and say, look, dog. I need you to be more cerebral, man. We can't be going for all these fourth downs when they don't make sense. I understand your theory and your grit and all that kind of stuff. I know Sheila would never do it because that's just not her nature and that whole thing. So that's why you have subordinates and you have bosses. Brad, if you're gonna be a top-notch GM, you've done a great job on the drafting and free agency and all that kind of stuff. Well, this might be an unlikely part of your job that you might not like to do or want to do, but that's what you have to do as a general manager. Pull them in and say, dude, I need you to,
reel it in.
Think some more, man.
Yeah.
Just reel it in. I think that's what it is.
That's
reel it in. Yeah.
I get it. That's a tough thing to do because that's how.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
I agree.
But you
guys,
as
a boss on that level,
as a general manager, you bring that player in and said, Jarrett, he's giving you everything you need. You need to ball out. Hey, Johnson's fine.
Yes.
You got to start balling.
Jared, this is your team. I know I'm an old fogey and an old school, but I played in the huddle. I was in the same huddle with Marino and Elway, but that's what they would do.
Right.
Marino would tell would tell Shula, I don't like that one, and this is what I'm doing. Right. And you know what? Shula may not like it, but he went for it. You've seen the clip on Facebook.
Think Campbell would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
I think he'd be fine with it.
Here's what I learned. I had a brother that played for the Giants, and here's what the Giants said. We could play all the great defenses we got. We got great linebackers. We got great defensive linemen. But until Phil Simms comes and plays, we ain't winning no championships here. And Phil Simms heard that, and he balled out. Just saying. I'm just letting you know.
And what did he become? He became a guy that was willing to go and say things when things weren't going the way it needed to go.
And he
I do think that's a thing that Jared – because I think that Campbell would be fine with it. I don't think he'd have any problem with him saying.
I don't either.
If he shows that he stands up to Dan Campbell, he would give him.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't even be. There'd be no argument. Campbell would be like, "Great, let's run whatever you want. Let's run that."
I've been waiting for you to do that.
I've been begging. I'm dying over here.
That's a part of the championship pedigree.
Yeah. And that's so different for Goff too, because. Remember, Jamie, now he came into the league with McVay, who used to sit in the headset and tell him where to look and where to throw and all this stuff.
He told him what to do. He baby fed him.
That's 10 years ago. He's older now. I think that he knows the offense better than anybody else.
Yes.
Except for Dan, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Instead of Dan Campbell did say Jared Goff's got to play better. That's what he said.
No, that's part of it too. He missed too many throws, and it was a game where they said, we don't care about the wind. We're going to throw it. Jared throws the ball well in the wind. Well, he didn't in that game. He got too happy-footed. If you're going to stand back there and throw the ball that many times against Jalen Carter and all these guys, you're going to get hit. So you got to have to be able to – and that's one thing that we don't normally see that from Goff. He normally is pretty good about standing in there. And
right.
It was wobbly in this last one.
That was an off game, but I'm going to say this. We've seen it before. Mm-hmm. Learn from your mistakes, man.
Goes two ways. It goes one way or the other. I'm just telling you. It either gets itself straightened out or it's still going to go down. I'm just telling you, this schedule is set for them to win, though. This schedule
they've got to take care of some stuff now.
Right.
Nick, there's two teams in the NFL that have gone 0 for 4 on fourth down and 0 for 5 on fourth down. You know who they are?
Are they both the Lions?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes.
because I feel like they're both the Lions. I feel like this. People were like, "This has never happened before." I'm like, I'm pretty sure this has happened before.
Yes.
You've seen this before.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Before
I believe it.
Jamie. 0 for 5.
I got it. Go ahead. Go ahead,
yeah,
Miss.
Nick, before we let you go, we found out late last week that one Mr. Marshall Mathers, better known as Eminem, is taking over the role of the guy setting up the halftime shows for
Well, thank God.
And we found out that a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer will be the headliner for this one in Jack White. So
How about
I guess my question to you, does that move, as someone who watches, the games itself, does that move the meter for you as a Lions fan, or even covering someone that covers it for that matter?
I'm gonna tell you what, that's a huge deal because the halftime show at those Thanksgiving games over the years has been terrible. They find some of the worst people. They're never good. So, like, giving it up to Eminem, Jack White, that's immediately the best one they would have ever had. Right there, already.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Shabuzi was the hot act in country music.
He was there last year. Yeah, that's
everybody in the club getting tipsy.
But 2 years ago, Jack Harlow
Nickelback the one time. Yeah, Jack Harlow. No,
Jack Harlow. He's a one song wonder, and everybody sang the song, and then
I like this. Eminem being partners with the Lions is a good thing. I'm in on that.
It's a good thing. I like. Well, back in the day, I was involved with 3 of the halftimes. Aretha Franklin.
Okay, well there you go.
Boys to Men, and it was one other one I helped bring in and produce back in the day. And I know
those 2 right there are better than anything. Than we've seen in 20 years, 15 years, whatever it's been.
But I tried to get Prince one time, and but he wanted too much money. But you should have seen the laundry list of things he required, and we said no, not gonna happen, not gonna happen.
That's amazing.
Would you like some pancakes? This halftime show bores me. Let's just have a pickup game of basketball.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay, I'm back. It's a new week. I'm
coming on with the M Zone. You put up with a lot, and you give punches. You don't just take punches. You give them out.
Thank you, Nick, man. Thank you for let me unload, man.
You know it.
That's Nick Baumgartner from The Athletic. Yep. We'll see him next week. We got Clayton Safey at 4:30.
Yep.
Angelique she's working right now. Oh, so she will not be on.
Girl's working.
Yeah, she's twinkling her twinkle toes today.
Twinkle toes,
making sure she's got everything covered and in the knowledge of everything with the what is it? The PE is what they're calling it now?
Yeah, the PE.
I can't really say abbreviation.
Private equity.
Private equity stuff. So she's covering the Regents meeting. So maybe we'll pick her brain next week about because next week we won't be on the air.
No, we won't be on the air next week. Not on Thursday.
Sorry, Hadley.
Yeah, Miz, by the way, are you what statement are you making wearing the
he's Eastern Michigan. You know what? He was an announcer.
Yeah, it's my former
hockey.
That was my former employer right
Eastern
there.
Michigan hockey.
Okay. All right.
Making a statement.
I had to make sure that green was not an M.
Oh, no. Don't trust me. It would never have a big old block S or anything like that. Plus, it makes you feel better. I got a blue polo on underneath. So
okay. All right. Okay. Just checking.
I know where my loyalties lie, and I know where my paycheck comes from. So
he knows. He got it. He's on.
All right. Okay. I was just checking.
So when we come back on the other side, I've been doing some reading. So we can talk about that basketball game some more too.
Reading is fundamental.
That's right.
I sent you the reading that I read. So you read the reading that I read. So
is that the one about
that reading?
The one about yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. I just saw Chicago and parking. And I just went. Yeah, I already know how bad it is. I know how bad it is. I experienced it firsthand. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Those just doing some reading.
That's right. Just remember, it's great to learn because knowledge is power.
It is fundamental.
That's right.
On the other side, we're gonna go, and you're listening to the M Zone on the Big $10.50. French fries, the best snack I ever had. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. I mean, if you want to get me a Frida, that'll work out too. Not freedom. I don't want freedom. I got freedom.
Next thing we talking about the Big Ten and different body part.
I did.
People in chat are like, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but that's okay.
Yeah, you and I know what we're talking about.
I know.
Oh, by the way, when we come back, do the honorable pass read.
Okay. French fries. Oh, hell, just get me what I usually get. Do you remember that? I can send it to you. We can make it loco style.
Loco?
Frito Bandito.
The Frito Bandito's back?
No. You know Frida down on the street. No,
actually, I don't. No, I don't know.
You ain't been down there? You ain't had Frida?
No.
Frito Bandito? No?
No, I'll be honest. I try to stick around this end of town because I'm afraid I'm gonna get lost or I'm gonna get.
Oh my
stuck
God!
up
I
north
gotta
side.
get you one. I'm gonna send you the what you call it?
Okay.
Say okay. All right. Hey, I'm gonna send you the menu and we gonna get us some.
Okay.
I'll tell Becky.
You can also, like I said, when we come back, we'll do honorable pass reading.
I got it. I heard you.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you did or not. I got that menu, and
I always got it. I'm listening to you. You think I don't listen to you?
Yeah, actually, I do that. Yeah, you're right about that.
You think I don't listen to you? That's a shame.
No, I think it's with a lot of people that work here. I say one thing, and it's just in one, out the other.
Ooh, beef breeders. Yuck. I didn't do no beef.
Right. I'm gonna send us a break on stream because we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes or so.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, the hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. And you got Mr. Larry Lee sitting over there. It ain't raining today. Is it raining today over there?
It was a little sprinkle, bro. It's not raining. Just a little drizzle.
You know, we had little ice things coming down, helping me in the head this morning. I'll just let you know. Look, it was a little wet, a little cold. I just wanted you to know how it felt. Talking about temperatures, as the temperatures drop, pests move in. Mice, spiders, and cockroaches seek the warmth in your home this winter. Honorable Pest Control keeps your space protected year-round. Our expert team seals the interest points and stop the infestation before it starts. Don't wait for the pests to settle in. Call Honorable Pest Control today at 734-436-3017. That's 734-436-3017 for a free winter inspection. Stay cozy, stay pest-free. Schedule a free inspection today at honorablepestcontrol.com. That being said, Big Sweet, I'm going to tell you what, I sent it to you, man, but I'm going to say this right now. Hold on, I got the history of it. So I don't know if you know this, but they are really JJ, and I know you're going to say this. JJ McCarthy, man, I mean, you know these are his first games. I mean, this is his second year, blah, blah, blah. He ain't played it last year. Does nobody know that? Nobody remember that?
Right, I agree.
You get that young man, I mean, they hunting. Right. And they getting after him. And, you know, it's been a little rough out there for him. Yeah. I mean, he got a high ankle sprain. He's getting chased. Hasn't been able to set his feet and really get into the game. I mean, he's got some good receivers. We know he's got good receivers. Got a good running game. Yeah. I mean, it just seems like he's in a panic, kind of.
Yeah, you might attribute it to youth. Like you said, he's been around the game, but this is his first action playing. And you know as well, I think you would agree with this statement. The NFL is on a different level than college.
Yes,
right?
They are. Right.
Yep. So you know, they're the best of the best, and you know, it's a mental game and all that. So I think JJ's a solid quarterback and everything. He's just going through growing pains, I believe.
No, he is. And the only thing I bring it up because, you know, everybody's up and roar. He should be pulled. He should be this. He should be that. Look, I get it.
But that's the world we're in right now. Everybody's impatient. And I know you don't have because of the monies and those kind of things, you don't have the time anymore to develop and you know, organically grow. So, you know, everybody has this microwave mentality. Everything has to happen now, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then when it doesn't, then, you know, everybody's ready to complain, you know, moan and groan about things. But, I mean, you know, there used to be back in our day, they had what they called the sophomore, what was it called? The sophomore
jinx.
Yeah, sophomore jinx, sophomore slump.
You think you know everything. Sophomores think they know everything coming in. That young man, I'm just going to say he's a rookie.
He's still a rookie. Yeah,
right.
Well, he did have I will say he did have the advantage of sitting back and observing for a whole year, you know, and watching and watched his predecessor. He was out in Seattle now play and have a successful season. So there's something to learning from the bench as well. Mahomes did it. Mahomes didn't come in as an instant starter. He sat the bench and you know, that whole thing there. And so there's something to growth, you know, learning while not playing, especially at the quarterback position. But JJ, I'm not willing to crucify JJ right now. Growing pains. Now the part of the problem for him as well is you have had some rookie quarterbacks do decently. My man Jaden, the guy over with the Commanders had a good rookie year.
Right.
Houston's quarterback had a good rookie year.
Right. But they're all in their second year. They did have good first years, and I get it. The JJ's not that type of quarterback like J. McDaniels. I'm sorry, he's not that.
No. And at Michigan, JJ wasn't an instant starter as a freshman or nothing like Bryce, right?
Right, but JJ played. He had a guy in front of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of what I think Michigan wanted to do with Bryce. But they didn't have that opportunity. Bryce just came in and he excelled, and he took the bull by the horn and did his thing.
Yeah.
And Mikey Keene got hurt, remember? So they couldn't compare them anyway. So, I mean, you just let the man run,
So with all that being said, I'm not ready to throw in the towel on JJ by no means, and could it be a little bit of that Michigan mindset I talk about a little bit rolling over there?
I don't know if it's Michigan. I think it's around the country right now. I mean, everybody's talking about it. I mean, they're saying if they had this quarterback and had that quarterback and they would have stayed with Donaldson, maybe they'd be in a better position.
Who was JJ's backup?
Because right now the beast of the north, is not playing at their level. I don't even know who his backup is because Carson Wentz got hurt, remember? And he's got a shoulder injury. I mean, he went and got that fixed, so he's not coming back.
So that's interesting. So it might be too early to do this. How is the NFC North going to end up at the end of the year? Who's going to win the division?
Well, I thought it was going to be now. This is what I thought. I thought there's enough talent on that Viking team that all they needed was to plug a quarterback in, plug and play, and make it work. But it hasn't worked yet. So what I'm going to say is the Lions just need to get a whole. I mean, if we look at the schedule right now, the Lions should be. What did we say, Miz? Did we go over that?
I think you had said for the last 7 games that you had the Lions going 6-1,
right,
with only 1 loss at the Rams,
right.
And then by that virtue, that would give the Lions enough leeway to win the division at that point,
right? I mean,
can we pull up the remaining games for the Lions?
Sure can.
Let's chat through them real quick.
Yeah, in fact, you can do all 4 if we want. By the way, the backup right now for the Vikings, in case you were curious or not,
we're always curious.
I know you are. Max Brosmer is a rookie.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly, because
who the hell is that?
He was a rookie for the Minnesota Golden Gophers last year.
So that excludes Minnesota from winning the division.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So now, the Lions' remaining schedule.
You got the Bears, you got the Bears, and you got Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You got the
and
Bears,
they got the Cowboys, they got the Rams.
Right.
Who else on there?
Give me 1 second. I will give you the full breakdown of our division.
Jamie, I hope not, but they could lose to the Cowboys too. Cowboys aren't doing so bad right now.
Wait a minute. Cowboys are dumpster fire. Did you not see Sunday night's game?
I did, but the offense is in Dallas is okay, or if not good. Okay, let's see.
So here's here's what Detroit has the rest of the way.
He's gonna have to put his glasses on, Miz, if you don't
Yeah.
enlarge.
I'm trying to enlarge as much as I can.
Right. You know, I got my readers on. I'm Dan Campbell. Got my readers on.
All right. So the next game up for the Lions coming up this Sunday, 1:00 against the New York Football Giants.
That's a win.
That's a win.
Then Thursday is next Thursday, 1 week from today, is Thanksgiving with the Green Bay Packers.
That's a win.
Huh?
That's a win.
Okay.
Thanksgiving. They've won the last 2 Thanksgiving games.
Okay. It's a win. Okay.
A week after that, a home contest with the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. I'll take them. That's a win too. That's a tie.
Okay.
That's a win.
I'm taking three in a row at that point.
I got 3 in a row too. This next one
at the LA Rams on Sunday, December 14th.
I'm going to that game. I'll be there.
Well, I got the Rams in this one.
I think I would go with the Rams. The Rams are really really impressing this year.
They are very impressed. That defense that played well late in the year last year is playing lights out right now.
And on top of that,
they're playing balls.
The offense is clicking too for the Rams.
Yeah.
Then a week after that, the home finale against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I would put as a W there, as long as they find a way to.
I get that's a win. That's
at home. At home, yeah. Okay.
Right. It's a home finale, and as long as they find a way to lock down TJ Watt or whatever Watt they've got over there, I think that should be it.
Right.
Christmas Day at Minnesota at 4:30.
JJ just gonna wrap up a gift for him, so that's a gift wrap.
That should be a win. That should be a win.
And although, wait a minute, that defense got after Jared Goff.
Yeah, they did.
I don't see. That was a tough one, Miz.
Well, I think that one too is the Minnesota stopped the run, and yet the week afterwards they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop a breeze.
Right.
Against the Baltimore Ravens, they just ran all over them up there in the Twin Cities. So that one didn't make sense at all.
It doesn't make sense.
I'd take that as a win in Minnesota.
Okay.
But that's just me.
No, I'm with you on it.
And then we're waiting to find out the flex, because it's a flex game that last week at Chicago. So
according to what we just said, without the Chicago game, we're thinking 11-5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chicago game could be 12-5 or 11-6.
Correct.
So with that being the case, New York is NFC, Green Bay's NFC, Dallas is NFC, Rams is NFC, Pittsburgh AFC, Minnesota. They gotta really do some winning though to win the division. Because if they lose, like I said earlier, they've lost 2 in the division and 1 in the conference. Mm-hmm. And with this heavy conference schedule coming up, they can't afford to lose too many more, because it'll be either in the conference or in the division.
Right. I mean, honestly, when I look at it going into that Chicago game, I'm looking at, only 1 loss. And again, I think that's at LA. I think if anything, any other game that could be tough in that rest of that slate, I'll be honest. I do think that Pittsburgh could be a bit of a challenge for Detroit, and I think a lot of it is mostly defense driven rather than offense driven, because that offense is kind of really ran off of Aaron Rodgers, who is still a question mark.
He's got a wrist injury.
I mean, I kind of look at this as the Lions. They finish out the last 7 6-1
at Chicago on that time of year. Who knows if he couldn't handle the win in Philly? How's he gonna handle the win in Chicago?
Well, he handled it the one time before a couple seasons ago en route to forcing Green Bay out of the playoffs. So True. I think that's a possibility. So that's why I've got them at 6-1. Here's what Chicago has the final 7 of their season. They start off against Pittsburgh this Sunday.
That's a win
at home. Then they've got the Black Friday game.
That's a loss
because we're expanding that. They're expanding the entire week of football at that point at Philadelphia.
That's a loss.
Then they go to Green Bay on December the 7th. I've got that as a loss.
That's a loss.
That's a okay.
Even though Aaron Rodgers has ownership of the Bears, and that's according to Wikipedia, by the way, Green Bay still has had Chicago's number as of late. I would take Green Bay this one at home.
So real quick, in our thinking, it sounds like we don't have much faith in Chicago.
Right.
They had a light schedule early on. They benefited off of a weaker schedule in the beginning part. They've got a tough slate down the stretch. They've got back-to-back games with Pennsylvania squads, and again, Pittsburgh could potentially go into Soldier Field, and they could expose Chicago.
Right.
Because again, Aaron Rodgers is a part owner, if not full owner, of the Chicago Bears. And you got the world champs who somehow find a way to pull out, whatever it may be. And Green Bay owns Chicago as well. The only game that should be a easy knockout of the ballpark is when they welcome Cleveland.
Yeah. And then they got Green Bay.
Because they don't even know who's going to be their quarterback at this point. Is it Shador? Are they going to put in Dylan Gabriel? Who are they going to put in?
They're going to bring back, if Dylan Gabriel can play, they're going to put him back in there.
So, I mean, that to me, for the Bears, I think the best that they could do is they could win 2, maybe 3 games. I think the best scenario for them is they beat Pittsburgh, they beat Cleveland, and they beat the Packers at home. Because you're not going to win at Lambeau. Because they got at San Francisco in week 17, which again, just like the Eagles, how somehow they can find a way to win a game. That's what the 49ers are. And at that point, the 49ers are going to be desperation mode because they are also on the cusp of a playoff spot themselves. I think as of right now, they're the 7th seed. If the playoffs started today, the 49ers are the 7th seed in the NFC. The Lions are on the outs.
Right.
That's how it looks at this point. Green Bay, by the way, they have Minnesota this weekend at home, which that should be a barn burner to watch. Then they come to Detroit again on Thanksgiving. They host Chicago. Then they head to Denver. And again, kind of like how the Eagles and the 49ers are, somehow Denver finds a way, even with, second team secondary in for them at this point. They're tough games that they got. They've got Baltimore at home, and we don't know any situation in terms of Lamar Jackson, how he'll be, because he's always showing up on the injury report week in and week out. So we don't know how that game's going to go in week 17. But I think when you're looking at this, I think Detroit has the better opportunity to get to win the division. They'll obviously not be the top overall seed. And honestly, I don't want them to be the number 1 seed because we saw what happened last year. I think they got a little fat and lazy, and they come out for their game against Washington and they got exposed for being fat and lazy is what it was.
You know what? I might disagree with you a little bit on strength of schedule. I think Green Bay might have the easiest strength of schedule left. The least. They got Minnesota, they got Detroit, which could be tough, Chicago.
Yeah, so they've got 5 division games between 2 with Chicago and 2 with Minnesota. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, yep. And who knows where Baltimore will be at that point. They're either going to be vying for something or shut it down at that point. Minnesota, I think Green Bay might have the easiest route thus far.
Yeah. Minnesota's final 7, by the way, at Green Bay, at Seattle, home against Washington, at Dallas, at the Giants, Detroit, and Green Bay at home to close out the last 2 weeks of the year.
This is going to be interesting. It's interesting last part of the season because, man, this could come down to the very last week of the season for the NFC North. And whomever wins the NFC North the next one might not be the wild card might be tougher to get to because the NFC West is on fire right now. You know, all those they're playing good. So the NFC North, you better win the division or you might not make the playoffs.
I would say you're probably going to get, in terms of the NFC North, the way the landscape is looking, you're going to see more teams out of the West and the North than you are the East and the South. The East, you can go ahead and put an ink on it right now. It's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles because the next team after them are the Dallas Cowboys at what, 4-5-1, I think now. And then you've got Washington, who is basically ready to go ahead and fold in, and then the Giants, who are just scraping by at this point.
Right. So the NFC West is going to carry the load.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be, you're going to end up getting probably the Rams as the top seed in the West. Seattle's looking really hot.
Seattle will be number 2.
The question, though, with the West is, will the 49ers be good enough to lock in a playoff spot?
Right.
Can they hold on to that 7th spot? That's going to be the big thing. The North is going to be a race to the finish line.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know that the top 2 in the North are going to get in. It'll just be a question of which one of the 3, which ones of the third place squads, whether between the North and the West, are going to get it. And I'll be honest, I would not sleep on the Carolina Panthers either. They have surprisingly been pulling away now, and they're going to give Tampa Bay some fits down the stretch here in the South. But the East is only going to have one representative this year. That's about it. That's a guarantee.
Yeah. Now the South, like you said, who's in the lead in the South? Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Tampa's in front.
Yeah, Tampa's leading in the South right now, and
Atlanta's done because Michael Penix is hurt and Kirk Cousins is going to start now.
Well,
right.
I that shows a lot that Atlanta's trust is.
Well, he tore his Achilles. Not his Achilles.
His other ACL.
His MCL.
His ACL.
In
his right knee. But Carolina is only a half game behind Tampa Bay at 6-5. I think they've got a bye this week, and Tampa is at 6-4. But they've lost 2 in a row. So you're looking at the Panthers really, they're nipping on the heels of the Bucs. So I mean, that one could also be an interesting race down the stretch here. But you know, there's no debate.
But only one from that division, though.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
There's also the possibility that either Tampa or Carolina, depending on how the rest of the squads work out, you know. But I think that's an outlying shot. I think you're going to get one from the East, one from the South. And you're going to get a definite 2 from the North and West. So you're looking at 2, 4, 5, 6. And then it comes down to which one of the 3, you know, whether it's, you know, the second place South team or the third place West or third place North gets that final spot. It's going to be a tough stretch down the way, but
NFC is going to be an interesting race.
It is. It's going to be an interesting race to watch, and it's going to be stressful, I think, for a lot of fans, including fans here in Detroit. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out going forward, though, boys.
Yeah, I just keep in mind, you know, our losses are not favorable because they're, you know, 2 in the division and 1 in the conference.
Right. But I mean, the only one I thought they were going to lose are the Rams. You know,
coming up, the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, rest of the schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
They know how to beat these teams. They know how to look. They know how to beat these teams. We need to go to a break. We got Clayton Safety coming on the other side. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
Clear on the radio.
30 seconds left.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, the best guy in the Bizzler. And you got the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that can put a hole through anything. Larry Lee. Dude, I follow you up into that hole. We're going to knock everybody out. I'm going to tell you
That's
that.
right. We're gonna score. We're going to score for sure.
All right. I ain't going to lie to you on that one. And I'm sorry. Joining us is Clayton Safety, the Wolverine.com, at the Wolverine on 3. Clayton, how you doing today? Interesting game. Last Saturday, Clayton. They came in like gangbusters. They came out playing. I mean, that was the greatest, probably two and a half quarters of football that Michigan had played. I'm saying offensively, it's been great. It was a great offense. And then I don't want to say the wheels came off. It's just Northwestern figured out some things too. It's not just Michigan. It was Northwestern figuring out some things too.
Yeah, well, great to be here. And yeah, I agree. I think Northwestern saw what Michigan did all game long, and then the safety was sitting on that route on the second interception, and they kind of used what worked well for Michigan early on against them. But
right,
yeah, I mean, this team doesn't seem to make anything super easy, even when it looked like when they went up 14-6, I was like, okay, I think they're going to kind of handle the rest of this game, and they were until you just make catastrophic mistake after catastrophic mistake. But credit to Michigan for driving down at the end, and after getting the two crucial defensive stops. So, this team has some resolve to it. Some of the time they're recovering from things that they inflicted upon themselves, which you don't want to see. But, this team, has fought pretty hard, and they didn't look like they were in a great spot there at the end of the Northwestern game, and they come out with a win. So at this time of year, I feel like all you can ask for is that they win the games that are in front of them. And, beating Maryland this weekend, it might not be easy, but it should be very, very doable. And if they don't look great, but they win by 3 points or 4 points or whatever it is, then I think, as as a former player, once you shift the page to Ohio State week, everything else is in the past.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're playing it the right way. I think they got to, hey, it's playoff or bust, and they understand. And I like it that they know what needs to be done. One game at a time. Next up is Maryland, and that's our concentration. And we're not looking ahead. We know what we need to do, and I like that approach.
Yeah, and you'd love to see them come out and roll and then have some momentum.
Right.
But part of it is when you look back at history, it doesn't necessarily correlate to a good result the next week against Ohio State. I mean, we saw Ohio State nearly lose against Maryland in 2018, and Michigan was favored in Columbus that year. And then Ohio State runs Michigan out of the building. So did they need to win big the week before? No. 2021, I think they beat Michigan State 59-0 the week before, and then Michigan beats them at the Big House. 2022, Michigan ekes out a win over Illinois with a game-winning field goal, and then really runs Ohio State off their own field the next week when it looked improbable and you didn't have Blake Corum. 2023, Michigan is banged up. J.J. McCarthy can hardly walk. Roman Wilson has a concussion. They eke out a win at Maryland, and then they beat Ohio State the next week. And then last year they killed Northwestern, and it did help. They had momentum. So all I'm saying is, you want to just get by this one, and we're all going to be analyzing what happens, and if they don't look all that good again, although I thought they did some good things last week, then the peace of mind won't necessarily be there for the Michigan fan going into Ohio State. But all you can ask for is an opportunity to knock off Ohio State and play for something really big next weekend, which would be the playoff chance. So it's a fascinating game with two freshman quarterbacks this weekend. I'm excited to see what each of them can do, but Michigan should be able to handle their business this weekend, and it'll be interesting to see what Ohio State does as a huge favorite over Rutgers as well.
Yeah, I mean, but I think Ohio State can't wait to get to Ann Arbor, and from what I've heard, and the people I know in Columbus, I mean, they're biting at the bit, trying to focus on Rutgers, but it's not helping. They're concentrating on Michigan. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, and with the schedule Ohio State has played, after the Texas game, maybe they can afford to do that, right? And that's kind of that's a luxury that you have by, being dominant and winning a bunch of games big and having a schedule where you haven't been tested all that much. The Penn State game before the season looked like it was going to be the game of the year in college football, and it turns out to just be another game for Ohio State because of how bad Penn State became. But they haven't been tested, so. Now, I know we'll probably talk about it next week. I guess it'll be Thanksgiving on Thursday, but it's like Ohio State has not really faced any adversity this year outside of the Texas game, and that's to their credit, right? They've avoided those situations. They're a darn good football team, but if they do face some on the corner of Stadium in Maine next weekend, then you don't know exactly how they're going to react because we just haven't seen the evidence yet, at least since the Texas game. So. That's a fascinating part of this. But I think Ohio State, given that they're 31.5 point favorites over Rutgers, can probably afford to look ahead, but who knows, I guess.
Now, remember, I know this. I know that team is a quote unquote the number one team in the country and everything like that, but you still got to focus on what the job at hand. You can't turn away because, hey, you never know what Rutgers may be able to do. I mean, look at what happened, what somebody else almost got because they thought that they were going to blow a team off the field. I'm talking about Texas A&M. It took them a whole second half to get back in that game.
That's true. That was a crazy one to follow during the Michigan Northwestern game.
Exactly.
My goodness.
It was
crazy.
It
30-3 33 at halftime.
30-3 at halftime. So I mean, that was amazing.
Early in the fourth, they had the lead. So that was insane. But you're right. Wacky things happen in college football. That's why, at the end of the day, wacky things almost happened against Northwestern, or they did, and Michigan was able to recover and win the game. So at the very least, winning the game is the most important thing. And I will say, Michigan, out of the bye week, showed some good things last week. 496 total yards. That was the most Michigan's had against a Power 4 opponent since the Fiesta Bowl against TCU. And, you think about it, they scored 45 in that game. They should have scored more than they scored in the Northwestern game because they didn't finish drives and they turned it over. But that's still progress, right? And, I thought Bryce Underwood and Andrew Marsh, that connection is becoming an elite connection. That's a pretty good Northwestern defense, and they were able to carve them up. We saw the run game get going. But the big question and the big concern this week is who the running back is going to be.
Well, that's what I was. That was my next question for you, Jordan.
Yes.
What are you hearing about Jordan Marshall or the lack thereof?
Yeah, not a ton in terms of if he's going to go or not. But I do think he hurt his shoulder, as we all saw on that play, where really all the weight of the defender was on him. And I mean, you've probably taken a hit or two like that. That just does not look good. And then I do think he also hurt his wrist. I don't know if it was earlier in the game or not, but I think he's nursing a couple injuries, and that's cause for concern, clearly. And you want to have him healthy for the Ohio State game. But at the same time, you know, you're pretty thin at running back right now because you are down potentially your top two guys. And Bryson Cusdahl, you and I have talked about him over the last couple of weeks. You know, we both think he looks pretty good.
That's a down the hill kid. I love the way he runs that ball. He has no shame of his game. He knows what he is supposed to do with that ball. Mm-hmm. He cuts one time and he hits it.
And the fumble wasn't on him. That was on Bryce. So he took care of the football too. And with the way he runs, like you're talking about, downhill, kind of a straight line runner, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a ton of wiggle to his game. He took a bunch of big hits because of that, and he hung on to the football. That's going to be huge, obviously, in this game, because when you're the team that can overmatch the opponent, you don't want to make those big mistakes that could cost you and kind of level the playing field. So if he can continue to do that, that would be big. Maybe you run Bryce Underwood a little bit, although you don't want him to take too many hits before Ohio State either. But, you know, it's full steam ahead. You got to do everything you can to win this game. If you have to dial it back late because you have a 3-score lead, then that would be the ideal. But in the first, second, third quarter, you got to go pedal to the metal.
Exactly. You got to take them out of the game as quick as you can. You got to put them in the rearview mirror as fast as you can. And he's great for those young offensive linemen who just got to get up on their man, and Cusdahl runs right beside him. I mean, he's going to run right through that and everything else. That's the kind of running back the young offensive linemen love him, because they really ain't got to play around, because he's coming. That train is coming, and it's coming down the track. And whether you're in the way, you better get out the way soon. I'm just saying.
No doubt. And, you know, to your point about it put them away early, and you know, I know you're on the road, so you don't travel the whole team, but I think an underrated aspect of last year at the end of the season was the Northwestern game when they played about 100 guys or whatever it was, 80 something. And you just felt like that team, and they were coming off a bye at that point. They win 50-6. Like, everyone got in, you know, Jaden Davis got in, and Tommy Dunlap ran for a touchdown and all these things. The camaraderie kind of came together, and everyone was rowing in the same direction. And, you know, a bunch of guys were engaged because they had gotten in the game. You know, I don't know, like, if you could do that this week and the vibes are high, maybe that's the intangible that we're looking for. You know, when we were talking earlier about, you know, the results the week before, how they, you know, matter, they don't matter. But if you can get some good vibes going in and get a lot of people involved and, you know, rest your starters maybe for the last few possessions, that would be huge. But that'd all be icing on the cake. You know, I think if you're the coaching staff, you're more worried about the problems that Maryland can pose. And Maryland is playing for a bowl game. They have to win their last two. But if they win this one, which is a tall task, obviously, you know, then they play Michigan State, who hasn't won a Big Ten game, that game at Ford Field, so essentially a neutral field. So they have a chance. So Sharon Moore is calling this a playoff game. Mike Loxley, Maryland's head coach, is calling this a play-on game. So it's kind of interesting to see the two perspectives going on right now.
Jamie, I got a weird question. Between Ohio State and Michigan, is that a bus ride or a plane trip?
That's well, I mean, I've always taken the plane, but they do take the bus. It's the bus. It's a bus ride now. Okay.
All right. Just a weird question I had.
No, it's not a weird question. I remember when I went down there twice. We flew down there twice. Okay. Right. Now, I know that in the 90s, they started taking the bus. I'm like, who takes the bus?
Well, I was just wondering about, you know, crazy fans and everything on the bus, you know.
No, but they got the troopers.
They got escorts.
Michigan troopers, and they got Michigan State troopers, and they got Ohio State troopers taking them down there, because we've had some problems with some troopers letting Ohio State fans messing with them. So we bring our own troopers too. So they coalesce, and both teams do it and everything like that. So yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It works out. I mean, look, Clayton. And nowadays Big Sweet makes a great point. I mean, now instead of taking a plane, you trying to save money. You ain't trying to show off no more.
That's why they want that PE money, man, so they can fly.
I didn't know it was a bus now, but yeah, that that makes sense. And yeah, it's
well, I remember Lloyd Carr. He used to divide it. He used to split it. He would fly down. No, he would fly back, but he would bust out, and then he would.
Okay.
And sometimes if he thought if it was a wind down there, he would say we're gonna fly. We just gonna fly back. We fly back. It was great. I mean, it was a great reward.
The happy flight, as Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore say, right?
Right, exactly.
Probably no better. There's no better feeling, and I know Michigan, they're playing in Ann Arbor this year, but there's no better tradition the last couple times that Michigan has won down there when they fly back and the hockey team's playing, and during an intermission or a timeout, the whole football team comes sliding out there on the ice, and the fans give them a warm welcome back to Ann Arbor. That's been pretty cool the last couple times.
Yeah, that's been great. Look, a fun time of beating Ohio State down there is a great time. It is a great time. It's a quiet stadium, and you get to see. Hey, it's nothing but birds down there cleaning up the stadium.
What'd you run for down there, Jamie? 200 something?
236.
I knew that'd be. I should know that offhand.
I know you shouldn't know that offhand. I should know that offhand. I look.
Just incredible.
It was incredible. The thing about it was we were supposed to run the wishbone, and Gerald White hurt his knee, and we went back to the I formation. And hey, the big fellas was making holes.
Is that the famous you and Pepper Johnson story?
No. That's my freshman year. Pepper Johnson knocked me. James, where are we at? I think Indiana. We got a lot of red. I think it's Indiana. But I got to tell your boy, he just came in here. Thomas Gwine just came in here. I got to tell your boy, we gonna have Pepper on next week sometime, I guess.
Yeah, we are. I'm lining up some Buckeyes to have some fun with next week.
So we're gonna have some fun. Clayton, I gotta ask you this. Did you go to the basketball game last night?
I did.
Okay, yeah. So tell me why. My man Yaxel didn't know he was the man. He was the big dog. I mean, who? Wait a minute. He is the number one guy in the transfer portal. That is all over the place. Everybody knew this. He didn't know this.
Well,
really?
Yeah. I mean, he talked about that last night. How he had a realization coming into this game that he didn't come here to be a role player. And, maybe it's something he should have realized earlier. And I think deep down he knew that, right? But then the first three games, I thought he was tremendous in the second half at TCU. He was one of the big reasons why they came back and won. But so it's not like he hadn't done anything leading up to last night. But, I think it's an adjustment when you're playing with a bunch of new guys, and you even see it. Like Namari Burnett is one of the returning guys on this team, and he's kind of finding his way a little bit because he's playing around all new guys himself, even though he's wearing the same uniform as he did a year ago. So it's a feeling out process. Dusty May doesn't have the program at the point quite yet where you're going to return a bunch of great players. He didn't inherit
you're right,
almost anything. So but go ahead.
But if you look they pursued that young man. They pursued him all the way to the draft. They were there when he was being evaluated at that draft, okay? At the combine. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're the number one guy in the transfer portal and you waiting for this guy should know. I'm just saying in his head, and I get it. He's very what do you call
unselfish.
It? Right. He's very unselfish. I get that. But let me tell you something. You always know. We all know, because we're all judge of talent. We look around at our perspective group and say, Okay, I could tell you what number I came in at, but I could tell you what number I thought I was at. Okay, I thought I was my freshman year. I looked around. I thought I was the third best running back at the position, without taking a snap, bruh. Without taking a snap, and that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. That's 5'6", 142 pounds of me. Okay. At that time, because nobody in that room could outrun me, I thought. Nobody had the toughness I had, and that includes whoever they thought they were big and all. They were 6'2", 225 pounds. They ain't taking the pound that I would take. I'm sorry. That's what you thought. You just look. You just look around. And I say that with a smile and a grin. I get it. I get it. But dog, that's what they waited for you. You know you the big dog. I know you don't want to say it, and I know nobody. You waiting for the coach to crown you, but he may not crown you too soon enough. You crown yourself. Crown yourself, and he did. Finally.
Yeah. And I think. Yeah, you're right. Like, he did that in the second half last night, and I think he realizes that's how it's got to be going forward. It is early. Like, it's game 4 with a new team. So I think that, one of his best qualities is that he is unselfish and he's a good passer. But there were times last night you could see it that he realized, like, okay, I got to be aggressive. I'm just going to bully this team. And he kept going in towards the rim over and over. And that was Michigan's cheat code, as Dusty May put it, in that game. And I think it's got to be their cheat code going forward too. Part of it too, you're playing with different lineups. When they were playing that 3 big lineup, it's just hard for him to get inside because the other guys are down there as often. So there are so many different variables, but it's only game 4. And I think that his level of aggression and his confidence in the system and what they're asking him to do is only going to get higher and higher. So I'm not worried at all. And actually, think that the second half of the TCU game was maybe the turning point for him. So I think he's going to be fine. I think the other guys around him are trying to figure out their roles too. And this is a big week coming up next week in Las Vegas when they play 3 quality teams to figure out what their identity is going forward and what works, what doesn't.
I like the idea of them playing the 3 lineups that they have. They got a big lineup. They got a medium-sized lineup, and they got a small lineup. And he's in all 3 of them. He's involved in all 3. He could be the big man. He could be the man, the creator, and then he can be he could be. Hey, I got the guard position. I
like do it all.
I know. That's what you need right now. You need somebody to lead this team. We're playing Middle Tennessee, and we look like Michigan State 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
just saying.
Never forget.
Right. Nobody would have forgot that. That'll be right there. We got one of those games in football already.
True. No, but LJ Kaysen called Yaxel Endeborg. He said he looks like LeBron sometimes out there. And he's kind of right, like in terms of the overall skill set. Of course, he's not as good. It's just a comparison with what he can do at the college level. But when you have a guy that unique, he can do it all. He's involved in all those lineups. He can bring the ball up. He can score in the post. I think they're going to evolve what that offense looks like with, him as kind of the focal point. I think it's going to be pretty fun to watch going forward.
LeBron James. Yeah, that's Miss. Anyway, Clayton, I think the basketball team is doing really well. They're finding themselves. It's tough, especially in the NIL age, to bring a team back, a full team back. So the teams have got to get used to one another. I understand all of that, but you got to know, maybe somebody got to tell somebody that I'm counting on you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And, it's also a deep team. So I think a lot of guys are probably thinking that too, like, hey, I'm the guy, and they have to figure out, who is going to be the guy. And I think it's Lendeborg, and then everyone else has to have their role. But here's the thing, when you look at Michigan State, they look like a team that's a well-oiled machine right now, but is their upside high? and Michigan looks like a team finding their way, but you can clearly see how good they can be. So as long as they figure that stuff out by January, February, and March, I think they'll be fine.
Agreed. Yeah. I agree fully with that. I mean, yes, and we have a bigger upside. I think this is honestly, I think this is a good team, but I mean, they're got to come together. Dusty's got to put this team together. He doesn't know about his roster yet. He doesn't know what combinations he's going to use. That Trey McKinney is something else.
I really like Trey McKinney. He went, 1 for 11 from the field, 1 for 10 last night?
Yes.
And I love the way he played. Rebounding, defense. I thought the shots he took were really good. And sometimes they don't go down. Sometimes you hit 6 like he did, a week or 2 ago. And sometimes you're going to hit 1 of your threes. And a lot of times it's going to be in between that. But, man, Trey McKinney looks even better than I thought he was going to be right away. I thought he was going to be good in time, but he looks really comfortable out there for a freshman.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he looks real comfortable. I mean, that's almost like, wow, this kid's been here before. And he's
not afraid to shoot.
He's not afraid to shoot. No, he's not afraid to shoot the three ball.
Not at all. Yeah. And you like to see it. I think that's what they want him to do. Come off the bench, be aggressive. And if your shots fall, I mean, that's a total game changer. You can come in, your starters are resting, and this freshman off the bench hits his threes, and next thing you know, you're up by 8 or something like that. So that could be huge
right.
down the line this season. Yeah.
Clayton, I'm sorry. I'm going over time, and I don't want to take all of Thomas Gwines' time. So we'll get together next week sometime. I know you usually come on Thanksgiving, so we'll figure out a time somewhere around the week. Okay.
Awesome. Let's do it. Well, I appreciate it, Jamie. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you too. That's Clayton Safey. Look him up. I told you he knows his stuff. We got to go to Big Sweet's favorite segment of all weeks.
That's right. That's right, Jamie. You know I'm smooth like that, and I'm trying to be like my little brother. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Wow. Everything but the big ass word. Everything but the big ass word. That's all I'm saying.
I'll go for him.
Pontification.
Pontification of my little brother, man. You know
what they should be doing. They're playing like horse out there.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You know, I'll see you on the other side after the commercial.
We got to go on a break. You're listening to the M Zone on the big 1050.
1050, yes.
Junior went Shaq mode on him.
What's up, TG?
What up, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. You missed it last week, man. When you wasn't there, I was holding it down for you. I was pontificating with the audience, trying to imitate my little brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I expect nothing less. I knew in my absence that the ship was in great hands.
Yes, sir.
Yes. In the great hands of God and everybody else.
Wow.
I'll tell you.
Wow.
Hey,
did we bring the Most High into this?
I got a statement, Miz. You ready? Okay. The University of Michigan Board of Regents met today to discuss the current Big Ten enterprise proposal. We remain opposed to this deal. Importantly, we are committed to the Big Ten Conference and will continue to explore opportunities that address the pressing financial challenges facing the Big Ten athletic departments.
In other words, we're going to get our money from somewhere else.
Yeah, in other words, we ain't doing shit.
Schweizer.
I'm not doing. Hey, we ain't giving into nothing.
All you guys are Dunkoffs.
And USC said, wait. Now y'all know you gonna put Penn State over us? You gonna put Michigan over us? No, we ain't going to that second tier. You ain't paying us that mo money. We want what they getting, or we ain't joining.
That's right.
You got to bring some to get some.
Great remark. That's right. Well, SC is a blue blood, man. They do carry some sachet.
They do.
Yeah.
But it ain't, hey, that shit ain't nothing here.
Right.
That's out there.
That's out west.
That's out west.
That's
I'll
regional.
give them their shit out west.
That's regional.
We
Yeah.
they. I mean, you say SC here.
You don't think SC got national cachet? It's all regional.
I would say that SC has a national footprint.
Yes.
But I don't think that footprint is as deep nationally as it is on the West Coast or in that Western region.
When if I say SC, what do you think of? If I say USC, what do you think of?
Most of old school football.
Right. It's old school.
Right.
A lot of people will say
Marcus Allen.
Yeah. A lot of people would say OJ. Right. They would say OJ running through the airport. I mean, they say those things. They ain't saying
Ronnie Lott.
They ain't saying. I don't hear him saying Reggie Bush.
That's true.
I think the other piece behind it too is that SC does not have the Hollywood Laker. Remember when you was telling the story about when the Lakers were doing their thing and you was out there at UCLA and all of that. I don't think that SC has that same bravado as it used to have that national spotlight or that national recommendation.
I agree with that.
But obviously very well
back from break in a moment, guys.
Roger that. Obviously a very well respected program and all of that. But depending on where you're at, if you're in the Southeast and we say USC, probably gonna say Gamecocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boy's here.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. This is the time where we have Bottom Line with Thomas Squad. So I just want to say this, Miz. You being back, you have never seen a co-host come on with a smile on his face where he doesn't have to say, "Hey, you got my theme music?"
Because he knows that I got the theme music at the ready. I know it's been a couple of months I've been around, but you know that I still keep Tiguan's at the ready.
Hey, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot have a great show without great engineers and producers. And I got one of the best in the business. The big fella Miz comes in and brings the funk every time he is on the ones and twos, working the boards, working the phones. Just that guy. It's what big fellas do, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't say the word I want to say afterwards, but because of the stuff. But I appreciate you, big homie. This is one reason why I love me my Tiguan.
Hey, you know what? The feeling's mutual. We're not going to make it weird.
Yeah, let's not get weird.
We're not going to make it weird. But
just this one time, we won't get weird.
Let's not get weird.
Look,
we'll wait until the next not next Monday, but the
real dirty right now.
The following Thursday.
Big man love.
The following Thursday after Michigan goes 5 in a row, then we'll get a little. Then my things may get weird.
Hey, somebody get the baby on.
Oh no, not the baby on.
Where's Diddy?
Oh, my life, I couldn't resist.
He's still in the prison, ain't he?
Hey, I don't know where. Hey, look, wherever he's at, he's sliding around.
Okay.
But anyway, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode with yours truly, Bottom Line with Thomas Squines. And yes, I am Thomas Squines. And we're going to do a little bit of a recap of that Michigan Northwestern nail biter that was taking place over in Wrigley Field in the great city of Chicago on the north side. 24-22. A lot of people didn't see that coming. 5 turnovers and still getting a dub. Again, statistically, analytically, a lot of people didn't see that coming. But the Wolverines were able to prevail with the last-second field goal off the foot of Mr. Zavada. Again, I'm I'm kind of taken aback by our level of play. I'm taken aback by some of our, dare I say, questionable play calls in short yardage situations where we're running intricate reverse handoffs and whiz bang doohickeys, and all we needed was like 1 or 2 yards. And as an offensive lineman, I'm pissed because those are the moments where you put it on the O line to change the line of scrimmage, to be able to allow our back get that 1 or 2 yards to get a new set of downs. I definitely found that play calling scratching my head worthy, if you will, as I sat back and was watching the game with some other former Michigan alums as we were enjoying some high quality libations and cussing at the TV at the same time. I really wish we would do a podcast again with us just watching the game. I think that's definitely more entertaining than us just pontificating about the game over the radio, just to kind of give the viewers a little inside view as how old guys get down. But let's jump into the box score here. So what stood out? 216 yards rushing for the Wolverines. That's great. But again, numbers can be deceiving. We had some short yardage plays that I definitely either A, they didn't go, or B, we had the turnover. Or, we got just enough to get the chains moving. So I'm not seeing a lot of overall consistency, and all of that's not necessarily on the offensive line. This is one of the issues that I see with the Michigan offense right now. We are not threatening the vertical aspect of the game, and defensive coordinators are daring us to do that they have not gained enough respect for our quarterback. Our receiving crew continues to be inconsistent as far as their ability to catch the ball. Obviously, the freshman, young Marsh, had a phenomenal game, freshman of the week in the Big Ten. Hats off to that young man right there out of Katy, Texas. But when that happens, all they're going to do is flood the box, and we dare you to run the ball to get that needed yardage. So we have to diversify ourselves when it comes to some of these plays. Now, running a reverse at that particular point in time, is that something which I really want to do? Well, you see how that worked out for us. The other point that kind of gives me some pause as well is I'm not overly comfortable with our backups to the backups when it comes to the running back room. Obviously, that young man had a fumble when he got into the game. So it's imperative that we try to keep all of our starters as healthy as possible as we, continue to come down the stretch to try to make this playoff run. So 216 yards, great numbers. But again, I think that's kind of sort of a misnomer because of the fact that we did click off some chunk yardage with some 50-plus yard runs to kind of elevate those numbers a little bit. 280 yards in passing. Again, we had some definite big plays there. Also had some questionable drops here and there. But I thought that as we continue to move forward within our passing game, one of the commentators said that you're looking at a young man mature into a passer and not strictly just a thrower. And I think that part is still true. Does he still need seasoning? Yes. Does he still need to have that metamorphosis into a true Saturday morning general on the field? You're damn right he does. But I definitely like the continued upswing as our quarterback continues to, go through these growing pains. Nobody is, well, at least I wasn't. I won't say nobody. But I wasn't expecting him to come in here and be lights out, but I was definitely expecting him to come in here and to see progressive improvement. And as far as I'm concerned, I believe that I am seeing that. He's understanding when he can run. He's fearless when it comes to running. And some of those passes that he wasn't making, he's starting to make. Obviously, we'd like to see a lot more consistency, especially on those touch passes. We know that he has a cannon for an arm, but right now I want to see if he's able to consistently deliver the ball with some touch to allow our receivers to be in the most advantageous position possible to make those catches. Fumbles, 3, lost all 3. Definitely can't have that. We gave up. I want to say we also gave up 3 sacks in the game. So moving back to the offensive line, from if memory serves me correctly, 1 or 2 of those sacks I kind of put on the quarterback. It wasn't like guys got beat clean. It was a pocket there for whatever reason, stepping up or stepping outside of the pocket is what got Bryce sacked. Again, still not obviously not a great stat, but some of those things when it comes to sacks, ladies and gentlemen, is not necessarily just an offensive lineman getting beat. It's the fluidity of the game. And again, we are the only position that can consistently plays with their back to the ball. We have no clue where the ball is at. So you could be doing your job, and next thing you know, the quarterback breaks wide, and all of a sudden you're credited with a sack. So it is what it is. When we start talking about overall grades for this game, obviously 3 sacks. There were some times in there where we didn't get those short yardage plays in. I'm going to give us a C-. There were some moments in there where Bryce had a very serviceable pocket. Bryce was able to deliver the ball on time. Obviously, just based off the rushing yards, we were making some holes, and our backs were able to do what our backs do. Definitely click off some chunk yardage there, which was great to see. But as I continue to, beat that dead horse up front to really be considered a great offensive line, you have to be a consistent offensive line. And I just don't see us at that point of consistency as of yet. Obviously, it was good enough to win this game, but Maryland, playing at Maryland, definitely is a trap game. Have to get up for it and to bring the funk there. And obviously we have the game coming up in the next 2 weeks with the team from down south coming to good old Ann Arbor. Hopefully they will not be planting their flag on the Block M. With that being,
I'm jumping down on the field on that.
Well, hey, be on your ass like a spider monkey. Got me all hopped up off this Mountain Dew.
I got to go get it.
But this is the time in these next 2 games where I'm definitely interested to see what the coaching staff does. And again, we got a lot of young kids playing in some pivotal positions. How focused, how laser intent can we bring this team in and to hold that level of focus for 2 solid weeks? So, we got some vets on the team that's been there, done that, that's been a part of these games, that have been a part of this part of the season, as far as the latter part of the season goes and everything that comes with it. But
they haven't lost in 3 years. 4 years. Excuse me. I messed up. 4 years.
And with that being said, do we have enough in the tank to make it 5? Because those same kids were younger kids relying on those older kids that came before them to ensure that 4-year run. Now it's on you, being an upperclassman, where these younger kids are going to be looking to you to add to that level of sustainability to make that 4-year run and turn into a 5-year run. So it's going to be real interesting to see who steps up to the plate. As they say down south, it's nut cutting time, and you can't flinch. The first one to flinch will lose. So that's all I got to say about that. What do you got for me next?
So let me say this. I saw some things. 6 freshmen are playing right now in the offense.
Right.
And I saw much improvement in that first half. A little of the third quarter. They looked like they were flying around and they were doing some things, just ready to jump off, and then mistakes happen.
And that was crucial, where we had some momentum killers on both sides of the ball. Let's talk about that punt.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude,
I get it.
They're gonna fake it.
Right.
They really have nothing to lose right now, being that close. And lo and behold, they fake it. Jumping off sides, the fumbles, there were just enough things that were in play to cause you some trepidation. I just want to say trepidation for
I know you did.
as far as how this game was going to go, right? Because again, when you watch the one thing I do love about the Wildcats and their coach watching his post-game press conference, hey, we're not here just to, hey, we gave it the good college try. We're not here to be the Wildcats of the Dennis Greens of old, right? We're here to be the Northwestern Wildcats to compete with the Blue Bloods, the big boys of the conference, and to go out and win Big Ten championships and have a viable chance to go out here and try to win a national championship. And I think that's what he's starting to do. He's starting to try to change the culture at Northwestern the same way that the can't think of his name, but the coach over at the University of Minnesota with rowing the boat.
Black.
Yeah, him. So all these different things are still coming into play. As much as we talk about the NIL and the transfer portal, I still think there is a glimmer of school pride and wanting to come in and be respected for who we are, not just who we are, but where we are at. As the University of Michigan, the team down south, dare I say Penn State, obviously we got SC and UCLA and Oregon now in the conference. These schools have already written their names in the book of college football ad nauseum at this particular point. And so now some of these smaller, not well-recognized institutions are finding that with the portal and NIL that maybe we too can start to at least get our initials in that same book. And so as that continues to progress, as I said before, when you're moving to play teams like that, those to me are the scariest games because the expectation is that you win. But I was here on the field in my current capacity as law enforcement. And I remember when we lost to App State at the Big House. It was quiet.
I remember it too.
You have to play every game like it's your last. And, you know, if we played it just based off of on paper, then why play the game at all? So, you know, I salute what the Cats did. Obviously, we kept them in the game. And one of my big bros, Alex Marshall, former defensive end here at the University of Michigan, as we're over at his residence watching the game, when you allow teams to gain confidence that should not be able to play with you, that's when bad things happen. And we were fortunate that the football gods continued to smile upon us in the program and that we got out of Wrigleyville with the W. So hats off to the Cats moving forward to playing Maryland. I firmly believe that's going to be another very interesting game. I don't think Maryland brings the level of physicality that should be able to beat us, but they do have a lot of athleticism on their team, obviously playing at home with the chance to put that feather in their season's cap, if you will, by knocking off the Wolverines is going to be huge. We have to go in there basically not using it so much as a warm-up game for the game, but we have to use that game to ensure that our fundamentals are on point. We're treating the Terrapins as the aggressive turtles that they are. But at the same point, I just want to say aggressive turtles because,
right.
You know, it's an oxymoron, contradiction in terms. But all that to be said, you have to, you know, treat that opponent like, you know, at any point in time, they have the capabilities of knocking you off that hill. And it's going to be really interesting to see how we get up for that game and our performance once again on the road.
Look, from the standpoint, do you think this offensive line is getting better?
It's difficult to tell. I think that we are making some incremental improvements, but it goes back to consistency and sustainability. One of the sacks, the right tackle, oversets, gets beat inside clean, gives up the sack. A couple of the other ones, it was just a lot of movement that was taking place, unable to get the ball off in time. The Cats get to the quarterback. Some of the run game, we were definitely making some viable holes there. And then there are some plays I'm looking and, I got guys titty blocking. So these are the things that, again, give me pause as far as our overall sustainability and consistency to say, yeah, we are a good offensive line. I saw something the other day that we're saying that we were in the running for the Joe Moore Award.
Yeah, true. It's based on numbers.
I'm clear. I'm clear on it, and that further reiterates my point earlier when we were talking about the rush yards. We got 216 yards in the game.
Right.
Anybody would be happy with that. But you got to look, how'd you get those 216 yards? It was, damn near off of 4 or 5 plays. But how many plays did you actually play in the game? So sometimes those numbers can be a little misleading. Any point in time that the Wolverines are in conversation about any postseason awards, accolades, being recognized, I'm here for, right? Because it's all about our kids, but also as what I would perceive myself to be as an offensive line purist, there are some things I'm like, I don't know. You like it, I love it, I guess. But at the end of the day, I definitely feel like that there are some things that I would definitely want to see improved upon in order for us to be able to solidify the legacy of this year's team. Going into Maryland, if we do the job, we knock their socks off, great. But again, nobody's going to remember the first 10, 11, however many games we've played so far until after that Ohio State game.
Right.
And if we come in and we ball out against that Ohio State defense, then I think we should start having some conversations about some postseason stuff. Obviously, you don't want to, put the cart before the horse, but to me, it's about who have you played and what have you done against top flight competition. You go back to the Oregon game, struggle bus. You go back to the SC game, struggle bus. Let's not have the last 2 weeks where we're kind of skirting by, the Cats and the Terrapins, and we come to the game and we find ourselves back on the struggle bus. Do I think that moment's going to be too big? No. Again, I'm definitely excited about our left tackle, young Frazier.
Yeah.
I think our left guard is continuing to be serviceable, and his play is starting to elevate as the season has moved on. I always screw that young man's name up. El
Hadi.
Yeah, what you just said.
El Hadi.
Yeah, that young man right there. I think our center play, I would like to see a little bit more aggressiveness out of our center. One of the touchdowns that we got on the short yardage play, I basically just see him snap the ball and fall on top of the kid, not taking any steps to drive and displace that one technique off the line of scrimmage. Right side of the line, again, I kind of feel like that may be our sticking point. I don't want to say a weakness, but a point of challenge where we need to solidify some things. So it'll be interesting to see how those two young men continue to step up to the plate and hopefully answer that call.
My flashback of your segment today. Oh no, not the titty block. I have not heard that.
Hey,
I was kind of playing that off. So you're gonna bring it back right on back to the ocean.
I hadn't heard that term in forever.
Hey, you see the gray in the beard. May not be as old as you, but I'm cut from the same cloth.
Hey, you remember them coaches used to use that on us all the time.
Man, listen, quickly trying to displace your manhood. But
we need to go to a break.
Are we going to go to a break now?
We'll take some calls on the other side.
We got to pay some bills, ladies and gentlemen, but we are coming back. Please call in. I would love to answer your questions. Bottom line with Thomas Quines, baby.
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 50. Yes, sorry. That's okay.
I'm sorry, didn't realize that you were closing that one out.
I have to. He's a closer.
Thomas is an open. He's a starter. He's a middle reliever. He's a long reliever. He's a setup man and the closer.
I like how you said long reliever. Dude, y'all just be throwing up slow pitch softball. Oh, I'm relieved.
Would you expect anything less from me, though, big dog?
My man, bro. Hey, Mike and Scotty. Big Sweet, how was that trip back out west?
It was great, man. It was a beautiful trip, man. I got it down to a science, but this time I usually take the extreme southern route down through El Paso and Phoenix, Tulsa, on up Palm Springs. But the weather was good enough, so I took the old Route 66, man, Albuquerque, up to Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah, there you go.
And, I stopped in Vegas for a couple of days, man, and hung out with a homeboy I graduated with.
How much were you in? How much were you win?
I didn't win anything because I didn't gamble. It was 2 days of woosah. Just
okay. Hey, you know what? No, you didn't gamble in case the IRS or FBI is watching. We didn't do none of that. My bad, Sweet. I didn't mean to put you
I never met Chauncey Billups a day in my life.
Classic. Hey, for the 10 people that are watching right now, we're just on break. So me and Big Bro are just going to sit here and crack some jokes and talk some football. Chop it up. We definitely appreciate those 10 viewers right now.
Yeah. And if you got a question for T Gwines, put it in the chat and we'll bring it up here in the next when we come back from break.
Yeah, definitely put it in the chat. I'm here all week. Well, at least for the next 30 minutes. So, go ahead.
You put the bike up yet?
Yeah, bro. It's time to put the bike up. She got the cover on her and the battery tender.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
But I'm definitely looking to definitely put some miles on. She's gonna do some work next season though. She better get her mind right.
I got rid of mine. I gotta get I wanna get a trike.
Well, come on and get a trike. As long as it's a Harley trike, I'm gonna ride with you all day, every day. No, you don't need no Honda Gold Wing trike. You don't need that big ass windshield. Just get you a Road Glide trike and come hang out with little bro, and we're gonna go ahead and knock these miles down.
All right. Because you picked it right off the. I was looking at the Gold Wing.
Look, I already know how you get down. You don't need to be that comfortable. Okay? I want you to go to sleep on the bike.
No. He'll sleep on it.
Now
we'll do that.
Gosh darn it. So I'm not a basketball guy. Did we win the other night?
Yes, we won last night, but Middle Tennessee State, they were at halftime. They were only down by 6.
Oh, they was giving us a run for the money?
Yeah. Okay, and then Yaxel, the young man who was number 1 in the transfer portal.
Where is Yaxel from? Is Yaxel like Eastern European?
He played at UAB.
University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Yeah, he's from.
Was that the Blazers?
Yes.
I just wanted y'all to know that I knew.
And and he said I had to go big dog.
Yeah.
But see, he said it had to happen. And I said, you should have went big dog when the season started.
Well, but sometimes everybody's not cut like that. And listening to your earlier segment, there's something to be said about a person that is unselfish and wants to be a part of a team and be that team guy. But there's also something to be said when you figure out what your role is.
Right.
And
he didn't know his role.
And if you figure out your role is to be the big dog, go be the big dog.
He was the big dog. Everybody was waiting for him.
It's not about everyone else's expectations. It's about
his coach was waiting for him to be the big dog.
So my question goes back to, is that coach empowering him to be the big dog?
No.
Yeah.
His coach is more like it'll happen. It's organic.
So
you need to tell that.
So
a real big dog, that doesn't have to happen. He's gonna make it happen with whether the coach wants him to or not.
Wait a minute. We could have lost 2 games. And I'm talking about Wake Forest and TCU. We could have lost those games because this boy can't figure out he the big dog.
Hey, yeah. As we like to say sometimes, better sooner than later.
Yeah.
I just need you to figure out that you're the big dog right now.
Hey, well, sounds like he did, and hopefully
he did. And now everybody know. Everybody they were singing this song.
It's not about now. Everybody knows now. Does he know?
He knows.
Okay.
He knows.
He knows.
He said it, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, "I know now. I know what the coach is expecting from me and everything, and I know what positions I play."
That's a great feeling when you have that epiphany.
Yeah.
So, as we pontificate even further down the athletic annals,
I assume everything. Until somebody says, "Hey, you ain't the big dog around here."
Okay.
I don't know who told you that, but I am.
Somebody done told you wrong.
Exactly.
I tried to told you.
Right. I'm gonna learn you today. I'm gonna learn you.
I'm gonna learn you today.
I'm gonna learn you today, gosh dog it.
Yeah, I was earlier in the week, man. I was telling Jamie, I'm going through a little bit, man. My college teammate, NFL Hall of Famer, man, Ken Easley, passed away.
Yes, sir.
That's my brother from another, man. So been kind of dealing with that one.
Condolences, for that loss for you and yours. And it's crazy for me being 51 now.
Yeah.
And, the amount of people in which we lost in the last 2 years.
I know.
And it's just, it's that mortality, your own, how should I say it? Your own demise sometimes kind of floats around in your head, like how many more years I got left. But in saying that also makes me remember to live as much as I can during the time.
Exactly.
You got to get that out your head quick.
I get it, but like I said, when you start to see people,
when you see your friends, I got you.
We had one on this end that was younger than me that played for us, and just being at that young man's funeral, but it makes moments like this more precious.
Yeah.
To sit back and to be on the radio with you guys and doing stuff that we all love, to talk about something that we all love is a great thing, because a lot of people don't have these outlets and these opportunities.
I tell you, when I open my eyes in the morning, first thing I do is say, thank you, Lord.
Welcome back. What the heck?
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt, the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Missler. You got the man, the guy who opens it all up, Big Sweet himself, Larry Lee.
You got two of us, boy. You can run some yards today, Jamie.
Oh yeah,
we can run that counter, Trey. Me and Little Dog, and we pull around that corner and open it up for you, boy.
Hey, look now. I'm only gonna correct you on one thing. I am not a little dog. I am big dog. Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right. Big dog.
734-998-1050. Hey, you've been messing with me all week long. For 2 weeks saying, where's Thomas at? Where's Thomas at? Thomas finally shows up, and what are y'all doing? You ain't called him yet. You ain't said it. You don't want to say anything. What you scared of?
Me?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Miz hung up on me again.
Miz set the tone yesterday.
What you do?
Or 2 days ago.
It was 2 days
ago.
What was it? Because we were talking
about Samaj.
all the keyboard cronies, all the Twitter trolls that keep talking all that smack online. Like, listen, you nothing more than you even worse than lawyers. You even further bottom feeders than that.
Oh, wow.
You beneath me. I step on you, and I got no qualms about you. I call them out, and I got no problem with it. You got any hatred? You can go and send it my way. And guess what? Catch me outside, as that one meme used to be back in the day. I'll channel my inner Marcus Ray and say, come on through. 1,100 victors wet.
That's your
Marcus, let me say this.
Ray.
And let me tell you something.
You did.
Marcus really went out there and waited for you.
Oh, yeah.
He was out there.
I played with Marcus. I'm 100% clear on how Marcus got down.
I'm gonna treat you like Boston, bro. I'm gonna make you fly.
There you have it.
Spin cycle.
There you have it. No, and it's crazy that people get that wound up to talk about 18, 19, 22-year-old kids. Again, we are all very, very emotionally, sometimes financially vested into these games and these programs. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's just entertainment. It's a game. It's a game that, we've played since we were 5 years old.
Right.
So respect these young men that are going out there who are truly trying to give their best to succeed in all facets of life, because there are bigger problems out there than who won on Saturday or Sunday.
I agree. And we had this conversation earlier in the week that, we were talking about Brother Bryce there, and the man's doing extremely well. He's 18 years old. I don't care. Take the money out of the equation. He's 18 years old at a university like Michigan. He's playing before 100,000 people at home games, and he's doing quite well.
And to say that he's, to my knowledge, handling that level of intense spotlight off the field, I'm not necessarily hearing any shenanigans or tomfoolery or chicanery based off his off the field dealings. So continue to be that upstanding young man that we are seeing right now. And again, the sky's the limit, and we are going to continue to expect big things from Mr. Bryce. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's a game. We ain't solving cancer nor world hunger. So let these kids go out and play and be them best selves. But my question right now is this, J-Mo.
Yeah.
As we continue to prepare for the team down south,
right?
What do you perceive to be our biggest hurdle to get over? Is it showing up next week for the Maryland game to make sure that we take care of business in Maryland?
Yeah.
Is it making sure that we try to keep the injury bug at bay?
No.
Or once we actually play the team from down south at home, is that moment going to be too big for our team?
No, I don't think it's too big for our team. We have enough players on that team that have played that team 4 years.
Okay.
And they're playing their 5th year. So I think we have knowledge of how to handle this game, and they can carry that. As far as, you just play football. Don't worry about injuries. Because injuries, if they happen, they happen. But you
next
play
man up.
Next man up, but full speed. You play the game at full speed and be ready to play when it's time.
So you brought up a very interesting tidbit, is to say that these are older kids who were younger kids when we went on this run have been a part of this game, and that we have enough of those kids that the moment won't be too big. And what's crazy about that, as you were speaking those words, I thought about my experience and how I was raised in the program. And when the Old State game came up and I got an opportunity to start, and I'm lining up against Big Daddy Wilkinson across from me, I wasn't nervous because of the fact that the people before me almost had us programmed. This was an automatic. This is a game that you don't lose. And as a Wolverine, because of the fact it's the game, this is the reason why we went in with the expectation of victory. There was no room for any negative thoughts to try to bring themselves to fruition.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, so
that's the way.
It wasn't like that for you, Sweet, playing.
No. Don't
okay,
ask
I'm sorry.
him about that. Don't ask him a damn thing about rivalry games. They don't have rivalry games on the West Coast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
No. They have games where they don't like each other. Stop.
Oh,
and
wow.
then
God.
and have a party. They have a big old party
together,
and they give awards to each other
together.
Lord, y'all beating the brother up now.
Hey, you might not have want to put that one out there.
Washington was a bigger game, wasn't it? Because you guys played out. At least they were out of state rivals, right?
No, Jamie. Now I'll tell you this: you brought up a name. You're talking about a little brother.
Yeah,
Dan Wilkinson's my little brother. Big Daddy, we call him.
Right.
And I remember those days, man. And you talk about, the ride. Next week, I plan on, for fun, for goodness, we're gonna have a few Buckeyes on there. He's one of them. I'm gonna have on next week. Yeah, and you two can just laugh about old times and how you slapped him and he slapped you and all that kind of stuff.
All I'm going to say is this: he didn't get any gold pants off of us.
Right.
Okay, guys. Hey, we went to this. We had the same high school coach and everything. Good. He's doing quite well in Columbus these days, and that's another one of my little brothers. Yeah,
as he should be.
734-998-1050. 734-998-1050. What's up, Philly E?
Talk to me, Philly.
Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Freaking standing.
Hey, Philly.
Freaking standing. Oh, by the way, so Thomas Gwines, you are a combination of a smooth jazz DJ and of all people, your predecessor as a footballer wordsmith.
Okay.
The late great Todd Christensen. So somehow you are a combination.
That is Todd Christensen with those big words.
Hey, look, respect the dead, okay? Gosh darn it. Todd played what? Tight end or
tight end.
Yeah,
you're right.
He was a great Todd was a great musician as well.
What did Todd play?
Todd played guitar, man. I tell you.
Your voice, but he had your vocabulary.
Okay, outstanding. I gotta think of myself more so as the guy at the strip club coming to the stage.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Or as I like to say, Big Lavender.
He said cinnamon.
What you got for me, Philly? Hey, we're having way too much fun.
You could have made a great living being like a DJ on the radio at a jazz station. I think that's your.
Yeah,
still may consider that.
He can still do it.
That's my retirement calling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I definitely appreciate the love, sir.
You definitely could do that. What was I going to say? Oh,
already.
My question to you would be this.
Yes, sir.
The week before the Ohio State game.
Mm-hmm.
You played a couple games against Penn State and lost. That must have been a hell of a gauntlet to play those two teams back to back. But then you had a couple laughers, I think, against Minnesota. And you had, matter of fact, we brought this up several weeks ago. You had that tie against Illinois.
Right.
Now, is there anything in particular that went on in any of those games that either hurt you the next week or motivated you in a positive fashion?
I would say at some of those games, you just had to have a short memory. If it was a win, lose, or tie, that game had been played. Even from the wins, all right, guys, we're gonna appreciate this one for what it is for the next 24 hours, and then it's right back to the drawing board, and it's time to go put in the work. Obviously, just based off the nature of the Michigan-Ohio State game, practices were a little bit more intense. Coaches were a little bit more intense. The physicality was definitely there, but we paid such a hectic price during that week of preparation that once the game started, it was easy. We sweated more then so that we could bleed less in the game. And I firmly believe that based off of our senior leadership, as I was talking with Jamie and Big Sweets prior to, the way I was educated into that Ohio State game, the way I was educated into the Michigan State game, the way I was educated to the Notre Dame game, those were games that were pivotal, paramount games for us. But the expectation was, however it worked, we were going to come out with a W. So I don't think that there was anything that hurt more or motivated us more or me more. It was just the nature of the game that I didn't need any extra motivation in order to get myself where I needed to be physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Sounds good.
Appreciate the call.
Good. Yeah. Jamie, you got another guy? Because I got something.
Go ahead.
Talk to us.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I wanted to call up yesterday, but it was parent-teacher night, and as I was getting ready to call you, parents walked in, so I couldn't do it.
That's okay.
I'm really miffed. That and maybe I'm wrong, but I know on the first day of the report, this whole lane insane thing is exactly that. Like, I don't get it at this point. I think college football has changed to the point where he could stay where he is right now, maybe probably get a boost in his salary, kind of like Signetti, and live happily ever after. You do not need to take the LSUs and the Floridas of the world. You don't need that anymore. You got 12 teams. It's going to be 16. You don't need to be this ultimate.
Can you win a national championship at Ole Miss?
You know what? I don't know. And here's my thing.
You can't. I'm gonna say this. Listen, you can at LSU. You can.
You could. Yeah.
No, it's not good. It's been proven by there's 4 coaches that went there. Only one didn't win a national championship during his stay.
I think he's looking at that job. And it's like, if you don't have anything done in 3 years, you're gone. What's the point?
Just saying.
Florida,
I'm just saying.
That is the graveyard of coaches. I pissed and moaned about that program 3 weeks ago.
Florida has
only two elite coaches.
It's talent. It's talent down there.
I get it, but what the hell? Like, it's the great dude. Nobody wins there. Not even Mullen, who I thought was a hand in glove fit in that job.
You got to be able to coach it, though. You got to be able to coach it, and those coaches, right? None of them coached that team. Coached those teams. Meyer had Iron Hand there.
He's elite. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
I'm just saying
he's going to win.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying he understood it. He understood what he had and how to get them. What players he needed to win.
And how he needed to get them.
Slam dunk if he goes there. If I'm him, I stay where I'm at.
Slam dunk or LSU. They'll do anything to win. The governor fired the coach and the athletic director. The governor. And he got a whole state to run. He got a whole state to run, and he worried about that.
I think he's an NFL guy down the line anyway. I think if he leaves, although I already think he's leaving.
If he gets that, let me say that he gets more money if he gets that natty.
Yeah, but dude,
that's
really?
hardball.
Here's the money issue with me. He came from money.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But he's got to match his dad. It's like he's chasing his. Don't take the words back.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let's look at it like this. I have a question that I always ask people with wealth. And that, how much is enough? And to your point, Philly, most people never come back with, well, if I made this is what I'm satisfied with. I think a lot of it, when we start talking about money, it's not so much the monetary gain. It's to be able to say, I was able to go out and to acquire. However it was, I was able to acquire it.
He got a lot of people in his family. He got the ex-wife he's making up with. He's got the kids. He's got his father-in-law and his mother-in-law. He's got plenty of houses he's got to get.
Which I get.
He needs to learn from history.
But there's something intoxicating about that.
This dude was in Nick the Prick's rehab program, if you remember.
Right. I know that.
He failed at the Raiders, and then he went to Tennessee, which was a plum job. And what did he do? He chased his quote-unquote dream job, right? And he fell on his face, and he ends up on the scrap heap. Nick the Prick scoops him out of Skid Row, rehabilitates him, builds him back. He has this job. And what are we going to do? We're going to run and get another dream job? We didn't learn from the first mistake?
But he can't win a national championship.
Oh, we don't know that, because college football is changing so much. It's year to year now. We don't know what college football is going to look like in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
I'm going to ask this question, and I don't mean to be funny when I say it.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm just going to say this. Who's in trouble down in Mississippi right now? What longtime star is down in trouble because he took money to build his daughter a workout center?
Brett Favre.
That idiot Favre.
Exactly. that's not a very wealthy state. I'm just letting you know that.
Hey, Janice, it's Brett again. Got done with practice.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just saying. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just saying to you, Philly. That
you know. To be honest, I'm kind of feeling Philly on this one.
And you are. I get it because you always take the lesser.
No.
Yes, you do.
I know. I'm a realist, and so I'm kind of feeling Philly right now on this somewhat.
I would go back and say this. I understand that we are in very uncharted waters when it comes to college football, transfer portal, NIL, all these different things.
I get it.
And that does give Philly's argument some support. But what I also go back to is that, to Jamie's point, if you don't already have a very substantial, wealthy booster NIL conglomerate, you don't find that level of wealth in the state of Mississippi.
It's over in LSU.
Because of the fact that between Texas and LSU and those other Southeastern Conference schools, they have had long money. And so
they legally gave.
So at which point in time, where do you build this bank, if you will, in order to try to bankroll bringing these kids to Oxford, Mississippi?
Wow.
Again, it goes back to
Oxford, Mississippi.
Exactly. How did Oregon get good?
Nike.
It was Phil Knight, right?
Yeah.
So they had a rabbi to kind of, fill those coffers, so to speak. You take an inner city kid from the South.
We don't have much time, so
yeah, we'll finish it up. South Central California, and you bring him up to Eugene. How does that kid work? How does that kid make that transformation over? Hey, but if I give you all of this new shiny stuff, then it becomes more attractive. Does Ole Miss have the opportunity to do that? That's my only point.
No.
That's going to do it for the M Zone right now. Last word by Thomas Gwines.
Last word is this right now. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Wolverines, finish the mission. We are not done. We're going to go into Maryland and make some turtle soup, get ready for the Buckeyes coming in to Ann Arbor, and we're going to plant our flag in our field and get ready for these college playoffs.
And it ain't illegal.
Right?
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big
1050.
I love you guys, man.